Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's Uncle Bruce here with Stock Markets with Bruce from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, for September it's Wednesday, September the 15th. Good day to all of you, and welcome to the middle of the month. Here we are, mid-September. October, November. In 3 months it'll be December 15th, and that's just before Christmas. Are you out of your mind? Are you kidding me? Whoa, welcome to the channel. You're looking at a homeless man right here. Jennifer and I have nowhere to live. We're right now at our daughter's place in Calgary. We're about to move out. Secret location. Surprise. We'll make it a surprise. We're about to head out and leave her alone and be on our own, truly homeless. I got to find a couple of cardboard boxes and some sleeping bags and see if we can find a nice warm sidewalk somewhere. We'll let you know. Just you just hang in there. We'll find a place with Wi-Fi. This is Bruce reporting from the street corner. What can I say? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome one, welcome all. What is happening today, and what is going to happen today, will be the big question. It always is the big question. We are right now looking at a mixed opening. We have the Dow down 14 points on the pre-market. That's a nothing burger. We got the S&P up three and a half points. That's nothing. That's a nothing burger. Nasdaq up 30 points, which we'll take it. It's a little bump up. We've had a few down days. Crude oil up $1.05. The folks around these parts are smiling. Calgary, Alberta, Canada, home of Canada's oil patch. 70, what was that again? 71.50 a barrel American. That's about 86 Canadian dollars a barrel. You can make money in this town with $50 oil. Well, at least you can break even around this town with $50 oil. You can make money beyond that. And when you're at $30 beyond break even, yeah, it starts to help out. And with low interest rates, a lot of the oil patch around here are cutting their expenses, have been for years, and are knocking off their bankers. And basically saying to their bankers, thanks, but no thanks. We don't want to be indebted to you guys because if rates go up and we owe you a bunch of money and oil drops, we got the worst combination. So right now with oil where it is, and with us not hiring a lot of people and having a lot of people work remotely, we don't have those downtown office rents, so we've been cutting that back. We are cutting expenses left, right, and center here in the oil patch, have been for now 5 years, and we're getting leaner and leaner and leaner and meaner on improving our bottom line. Way to go, oil patch. Well, this is happening everywhere. This isn't happening in just the oil and gas business. It's actually happening in the banking business. Banks are doing the same thing as other companies. Banks are telling their employees, we don't need you to come into the head office. We'll have you work remotely from home. And only a small number of folks will come in. We will get leaner and meaner as well and improve our margins. And they have dramatically. This has nothing to do with what I was just saying, but SOFI just got an upgrade last night. $28 price target for SOFI. They're in the banking business, but they are, of course, in the online banking business, Fintech, as we like to call it. Mitsu Securities put a price target on SOFI, $28 a share. That is now the third or fourth analyst that has come out and said that SOFI shares are $25, $30 stocks. In their opinion, that's where they're headed. That's where they think they're going to be. I will bet you that these analysts all are agreeing with one fact, and that fact is that SOFI will get their charter, their bank charter, and with that justifies the $30 price targets, $28 price targets, $25 price targets, and so on. And so SOFI is at the moment trading at $14. And what was that price, Bruce? SOFI was sitting at what was it doing this morning? Let me just kind of go all the way back with all of my quotes. $14.91 on the pre-market. It's up 41 cents this morning on the pre-market on 267,000 volume. Take that. There it is right there, 14.80 cents, 14.91. There it is, 14.91. I'm not making it up. half price, 50% below the target for Mitsu. So if Mitsu is looking at more or less a double, they're looking at a double price than this. That's what the analysts are calling. They're looking long term. They're not looking this week, not looking next week. They're looking next year down the road. And they're saying out and out, we're telling you right now, we're calling this a $28 stock and it's trading at $14.91. Don't start complaining to me in 3 months, in 6 months. If it goes a lot higher and you missed it, you weren't paying attention when I called it at $28. So way to go, Mitsu. Way to go, other analysts. They're sticking to their guns and they're not backing off their prediction for the price movement for SoFi shares. The curse that you folks have is that by hanging out with this guy since last February, January this year, you've been hearing about SoFi now for 8 months. And we've been talking it and talking it and talking it and talking it, and we know all about it. And we're bored. We know all this stuff. We know how great SoFi is going to be. We know about the Super Bowl being held at SoFi Stadium. We know about the company advertising like crazy. We know that they're growing their brokerage account division. We know that they're growing their loan department. We know they're getting the bank chartered. We know all about this other stuff. The market doesn't know. Some of the market knows. I'll grant you that, some, but not enough. And this upgrade and more like it that will keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. They will have that effect where sooner or later there will be a breakout. And I don't know when it happens, but what it'll be like. You'll ask me, well, what will the breakout look like? It's when we have a $5 bump in one day. When we get a $5 bump and 100 million volume, followed by another 100 million volume and another $3 bump, and then another $3 bump and another 100 million volume, you're going to go, oh, there it is. That's the one he was talking about. That's what he was yelling at us about months ago. And this is why you write puts on SoFi. This is why you pick up call options. This is why you buy this stuff and you just tuck this stuff away. And do not get waylaid. Don't get talked out of it. Don't get hoodwinked by anybody else. You get this SoFi. You grab it. You hold it. You keep it. Don't let it go. Because those in the know, the folks who are paid professionals to analyze and calculate the values of these kinds of companies, they know exactly that right now the stock is 50% below where it should be or where it could be and likely will be in the future. Now, the future might be a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months, 6 months. I don't know. But what do you care? If it takes a year for this thing to go to $28 a share, do your annual return on your money calculation and go, well, let me think a minute. I bought it at $14.50. I finally bought it at $15 when Bruce told me to, or I bought it at $17, or I bought it at whatever. It's now $28 to $30 a share. I think I made more money than my guaranteed investment certificate that I was being offered from my local banker down the street. You could buy a 10-year treasury from the U.S. government. They'll give you 1.27% for 10 years. I think this one will outdo that by a bunch. So there you go. Right now, okay, yeah, I like it. I like it. SoFi is getting written up, and right now it's $14.95. Have you noticed Matterport this morning? Anybody? Anyone? Hello? Anyone? Bueller? 1872, up another 27 cents in the pre-market this morning. Yesterday's range, 1777 to 1932. That was yesterday's range on Matterport. Just to remind you, 1872 in the pre-market right now. We're looking a whole lot better. We're beginning to see a nice little pattern here. I'm kind of really liking how this chart is beginning to look for Matterport. I put the chart up for, say, let's say a month or so, and I just kind of like a lot about it. I'm going to try to show you this chart here as best I can. If I can here, hang on a second here. Here we go. There we go. Okay, here's Matterport on my my big ass iPad. Yeah, sure it is, Bruce. You're lying to us. There's no chart there on Matterport. There it is. This isn't going to look very good, but I'll try. I'll do it. Okay, I'm just putting it on my computer here. Don't scratch it. Yeah, you can't see it. It's useless. The bottom line is that the chart on Matterport is higher over the last month. This thing is so big, I can't control it. It is gigantic. I love it, but it's gigantic. The chart, here we are. We're way up here now. The volume, the black bars, you see these right here? Higher and higher and higher they go. The volumes are improving. The price action is going up on the stock. It's got everything working for it. Everything's going the right direction. Bruce is a happy guy. Here's the typical chart you'll see if you just go to creditwatch.com. This is a month ago. Here it is, 2 weeks ago, last week, a little dip, and now up here, getting better and better and better. It's not shaking up the world. It's not front page news on any of the websites. It's not. You're not going to get CNBC covering this. This is not that kind of story. Here is a 3-month chart. I'm desperately trying to get this to work. Here's a 3-month chart now on this thing. I'm trying to look at myself to see what I'm pointing at. Okay, there's 3 months ago. Here we are, little dips, little run, little dip. Look at it now. Look at it now. Look at it. Yeah, it's getting better. This is how hard I work for you folks with this high-tech knowledge and this high-tech computing power. This is what I have to go through to fill you in on how it's going. Because I refuse to be on the show where my face is down here in the corner, like down here, little face, and then I'm going to give you a black screen with a whole bunch of. You can go to other channels for that. You want to talk technical, so you go to those guys. I'm just trying to tell you in plain English. This is all I'm here for. I'm trying to explain the market in plain English. And what's happening with Matterport? It's going higher. What's happening with SOFI? It's going higher. That's all you need to know. You don't have to know why and how and what and where and 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average and risk-reward ratios. And they're just going to go up in price, okay? And we like it. That's the other thing. It's a good thing, all right? So good, higher, richer, more money. Congratulations. There it is. There's your story. Other professionals out there get paid millions of dollars a year to say exactly that in very complicated ways. I do it for like nothing. You can watch this for free and get it for free. There you have it, kids. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, goodbye. There it is. That's my day. Wahoo! I'm off. My goodness. Yes, that is the story. The Dow down 47 points right now. The S&P up a point. NASDAQ up 23. We're hearing, I am hearing, and it will not go away, and I cannot avoid it. What I follow in the markets, I keep hearing this story again and again and again, and it's going to affect us potentially. And I'm warning you, and I'm putting it out there, and I want you to be aware of this information. I might be giving you information very early as opposed to other organizations that are out there that you might be watching or following. You might be watching CNBC, you might be watching Fox News, you might be watching Fox Business, CNN Business. I don't know who you follow. But I'm going to tell you, there is news coming out of China that just won't stop coming out that is ugly. And I mean really ugly. It is reminding me of 2008 in the United States, The Big Short. There is crap happening in China. They're about to hit 88 miles an hour. And when this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious, you know what I'm talking about. And China is at 87 miles an hour and climbing. There are problems all over the place over there. Latest news, retail sales numbers came out overnight. They reported their retail sales number for their last reporting period. Supposed to be in the 7% rise area, 7% higher numbers, 2%. Their retail sales rose 2% nationally, not 7.5. Huge miss. And because it's a communist party, you can't vote out the people who read the number. I mean, it's the Communist Party. The dictators are in charge, and no one's accountable. So there's a big miss. International investment entities like mutual funds, hedge funds, ETFs, pension funds, they closely monitor numbers from China to get a sense of the performance of the global economy. Because China is the number 2 economy on the planet. There's America, then there's China, then there's kind of Japan, Germany, all the rest of it. This is a big deal. That's one problem. Another problem, and there's a plethora. I got a ton. The hits just keep on coming. Heard over the last couple of days talk about how the Chinese regulators are making pronouncements, and I guess they're telegraphing their message to the folks who are that own and run the casinos in Macau. Those of you who don't know, the city of Hong Kong has about 5 million people, and across the harbor, one of the big waterways over there, is Macau, which is in China. And it's kind of like a Las Vegas of China. It's the Las Vegas of China. And the desert sands people and a lot of American-based casino operators that are big time in Vegas, they have properties in Macau. They have Chinese partners. They've gone through all the regulations of China regulations, and they've been running multi-billion-dollar casinos over there, publicly traded on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. They've set up, in effect, Chinese-based corporations that they've listed on the Hong Kong Exchange. They've raised all kinds of money there to develop and build out this playground for wealthy people from around the world who go to Macau and gamble. The Chinese regulators in the last few days have been making it known that they're going to change the rules. And this is a problem in China for everybody, always, because the Chinese change rules without any consultation. It's not like in the United States where Mr. Gensler from the SEC or someone from the FTC or someone from the flight administration or someone with the other departments, they announce consultation periods to maybe when have committee meetings, or we're going to look at possible rule changes in the United States. You have like a year of consultation, 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is, to kind of air your grievances, which means you have time for your lobbyists to get to the key senators and congressmen who sit on these committees to bribe them through super PAC spending and re-election promises to keep them, calm down and not make drastic changes against your business. The health industry does it. The cigarettes guys do it. The high-tech people do it. The bankers do it. The insurance people do it. The automobile lobby does it. Everyone does it. But in China, it doesn't work that way. In China, you have a regulator coming out with policy changes, and that's it. Those have been decided, and it's over. There was no consultation. There was no private meeting. There was no heads up. One of the little heads ups that kind of have come up in the last 24, 48 hours out of Macau is that the Chinese regulators have decided that they want more benefits to be shared by the people in Macau and in China. What does that translate to? It means we don't want all the profits that you guys make going to shareholders that are foreigners. We want more of the money to stick around here. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to help persuade the industry to make these kinds of determinations. And one way to do it is we're going to bring in new laws and new regulations that state that, for example, these publicly traded companies in Macau that trade on the Hong Kong Exchange, that the board of directors, a certain percentage of the board of directors must be of Chinese origin. In other words, members of the Chinese Communist Party are now guaranteed a certain number of seats on the board of directors of publicly traded companies to help the board of directors adhere to and follow Chinese directives. Okay, they don't own any stock. They're not going to own any stock. They're not voted in by the shareholders. They're just appointed by Beijing. And so there's a new law that might say half of all the board members or a third of all the board members or whatever the number has to be Chinese officials. And they're just dropped in from Beijing. And now they're on your board of directors and they have a vote. And you better make sure they're voting what you're bringing to the table is agreeable to Beijing, because they're going to make it known. Here's what Beijing is expecting your company to do. And we as board members of this company are now saying to our fellow board members, hi, this is what we would like to see happen. And you better vote for it. And so welcome to China, the public markets in China. Is it any wonder why hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs, and investors are bailing on China as fast as humanly possible? These new directives are coming out. And it's like, they're just taking over. They're taking over. They don't need to buy the stock. They don't need to become shareholders to dominate. It's not like there's a Steve Cohen coming in or Ryan Cohen coming in, like Ryan Cohen from GameStop. There's no Ryan Cohen from GameStop buying 13% of the Macau casinos. No, the Chinese government is just making a law that says a certain number of directors have to be from Beijing, that Beijing will appoint. And that the Beijing's directors will suggest directions the companies should go. And let's go from there. And let's see which companies do and do not adhere to the rules. Welcome to China 101. Can you see why money's leaving town? That's another little thing that's coming up. But here's another one. This one here is the one that also really worries me. This gambling thing, expect this to permeate throughout all of public companies that operate in China. Every single public company that operates in China had better come up with policies that are pro-China and that ensure Chinese nationals get senior posts, and that the companies adhere to Chinese law, which of course is very opaque, impossible to find the law books on how to interpret it. And if you ever get charged for breaking one of these laws, you're 99.999% guilty before you even get to the courthouse. But here's the one that's really coming up that is now beginning to be discussed in certain medias and will become very dominant. You're going to hear a lot about this. Chinese Chinese households save an average of 25 to 50% of their salaries as savings. That is the Chinese way, that you must save between 25 and 50% of your earnings every year, or you're not a loyal Chinese person. You're just you're a rabble rouser. You're trouble. If you're in debt, more than what you're worth, you're not Chinese. You're just not you're untrustworthy. Many, if not all Chinese families, grandma, grandpa, mom and dad, and aunts and uncles and cousins get together as a family unit all the time. And they have family celebrations and they have family discussions. And then they try to figure out what to do with the family money. Because the money that they're saving today will look after the kids tomorrow. It's one of those generational things that we get the children. They'll get their own home. They'll get their own car. They'll get their own furniture. We're going to get them going so they have children, keep the family name going, and grow the wealth of the nation. What to do with the money is the trick. If you put it into a bank account, you're going to get 1% interest a year, and you're going to lose money. And you're not succeeding generationally down the road. So what has been happening is virtually all Chinese investors have been exposed to the public markets there, which are now being more and more controlled by Beijing, which some are not so sure about. And then there's the leverage game. And the leverage game is where you put your money into mutual funds, hedge funds, ETFs, Chinese versions of these, okay? Chinese versions with Chinese currency, investing in Chinese investment opportunities. One of the investment opportunities that you've had over there is to put money into real estate, and the money that you put into real estate goes into commercial real estate projects, residential projects, industrial type projects. And a number of these companies are offering investors the opportunity to invest in China by buying these units. You are helping to fund the capital to let us lend money to these developers to build out these incredible projects that the government would like to see built. The problem is that a lot of building has been done in the last decade that is not necessary, not needed right now. There's a lot of condos that have been built, 20, 30, 40-story condos all over the place. And I mean thousands, not a couple hundred, thousands of condos across China that are empty. They're not yet being utilized. And so some of them have been empty for 4, 5, 6 years. They're finally, after 4 or 5 years, they start to get populated by people, but they're way ahead of the curve here. The problem, of course, is that once you build a 40-story condominium where you build 10 of them in a big cluster, you happen to have maybe 12,000 units that can be occupied now, but it might take 5 years to start occupying them. They have to be maintained in the meantime. These buildings cannot leak water. These buildings must be climate controlled. These buildings must be patrolled by security. They must be, looking for structural issues. I mean, these are living, breathing machines. A building is a machine in a way, and it needs tender, loving care, whether there are people in it or not. And if it's going to take 3, 5, 6 years for people to start moving into them, you have to maintain them in the meantime so that when people do arrive and start moving in, that the building smells nice and fresh. There are no stains on the walls or floors. There's no leakage of water anywhere. No natural gas leaks from gas lines, if that's how it's powered. That everything is working. Costs money to maintain this property. And this is a drain on the returns for investors who have funded the building of these buildings, who were expecting a return on their money from the sale of these condos and then the management fees to run these condos. And if you don't fill out your building for 5 or 6 years, you are subsidizing a building for a long, long time. The problem is the government is insisting that these buildings get built because they create jobs, they create wealth, they use a lot of concrete, they use a lot of electricians, they keep the plumbers busy, they keep all the concrete and the asphalt people going. I mean, you are building out thousands and thousands and thousands of buildings that are going to be condos and hundreds of strip malls and dozens and dozens of mega shopping malls. You are employing a gazillion number of people to build out this stuff and all the infrastructure between these structures. And that creates employment, which keeps rioting down and keeps idle people busy and not, they don't have time to think about a revolution and go democratic. They'll stay communist because their checks keep coming through. The dream is alive. Well, unfortunately, a lot of these investments that have been made into leveraged investments, where these entities have borrowed money, or they have leveraged the money that they have received from investors, and they have leveraged it up by a factor of 10 to then play the bond market of these real estate structures. And so a lot of bonds that were issued, debt instruments issued by developers to build, have been scooped up by the bond market, including these investment houses, and they have started buying these bonds with 10% down, borrowing 90%, and they're offering huge dividends or interest payments every month or every quarter to their investors based on this leveraged return. And so instead of getting a 1% dividend every year, you're getting a 6% or an 8% dividend. And you multiply that by hundreds of billions or trillions of dollars of leverage, and you have got huge commitments that you need to pay. And it's like a Ponzi scheme in the United States, where the first kids in are the ones making all the money, and the ones who come in last are the ones who are getting the lousiest return. But they came in, the last people came in because the first people who got in were saying, we're making 25% of our money. In the second wave, we're making 18% of our money. The third wave, we're making 13% of our money. The next wave, we're making 12% of our money. The next wave, we're making 8% of our money. And people are coming in to make 8%, and the guys at the very top are still making their 25, and they're happy, happy, happy. It's except that when the bottom level doesn't get paid, the next level doesn't get paid, the next level doesn't get paid, the whole thing collapses. And right now, there are protests outside offices of these investment houses of ordinary Chinese people going, I didn't get my interest. I didn't get my dividend. I didn't get my money last month. Where's my money? I can't withdraw my money. I want my money out because you're not paying me the promised returns. I want to withdraw all my money. They're not getting anything. And the largest property developer has now hired financial advisors to help advise them to run their business. Wait a minute. Hold it a second. What? What does that mean? Can you imagine IBM saying, "Oh, we can't pay the dividend this quarter, but we've hired financial advisors to help advise us on how to run our business"? You'd be going, "Say what? Those are called receivers. That's what we call receivers in North America. These are people who are brought in to liquidate bad investments out and pay off creditors. That's what receivers do." China is in a way beginning to notice that certain firms are hiring investment advisors to help assist them in the running of their business because they can't run their businesses anymore. They can't keep paying off these ridiculous interest payments, and at the same time, they're also having problems, they won't say it, but they're having problems paying the bribes to all the local officials for the licenses and permits to be allowed to build these mega projects and be in business and take depositors' money and lend it out. And so the little house of cards is starting to implode over there. And Beijing has got to decide how far are they willing to go to bail out certain entities before they stop doing it. How much of the country's capital are they prepared to put up to support these basically Ponzi scheme operations that are now beginning to look like might be multi-trillion dollar problems. We haven't heard the word trillion yet, but we're hearing 400 to 700 billion. And I'm thinking, when you hear that number, multiply it by 10 to get a better handle on how bad it really is, because the Chinese aren't going to admit that they screwed it up, because that would be losing face. They're not going to do that. But the market will figure it out, because they'll just do the math and go, well, you can't pay, you can't pay, you can't pay, and you guys own bonds, and you owe guys, banks, money to leverage the bonds, and we just do the math and figure out there are 250 organizations that are all on the hook with these dozens and dozens of investment houses that are all illiquid. Do the math. It's trillions of dollars. It's simple, and that's why there are 300 million investors out money, or 500 million investors are out money, or 200, whatever the number is. It's going to be possibly staggering. And how do you determine it? You look at little things on the outside, the fringe, and try to figure out, well, if something over here isn't adding up, something somewhere else is a problem. And the first one is that one of them, I started by saying, retail sales expectations were supposed to go up by 7.5%. That was the government had predicted it, hadn't changed their forecast at all. In reality, it came up at 2%, a 5.5% miss in retail sales. Oops, why aren't people buying product at retail? Why aren't Chinese people buying product at retail like they're supposed to? Why are the retail sales off 5.5%? And it isn't the virus. It isn't the variants. No, the variants have been around for over a year and a half. You can't blame the virus anymore. We tried that. We did that already. We're through that. So is it Chinese New Year? Was there a holiday, a national holiday where everybody went home for No, we didn't have Chinese New Year last month. How is it that the retail sales estimates, which are pretty reliable and easy to predict, are so way off? And in reality, if you're off by 75%, and this is last quarter's numbers, we're not talking about projected numbers. We're not talking about last week's numbers that are just coming in. We're talking about numbers that are 3 months old. These officials knew for the last 3 months that the numbers were off 75%. They knew months ago and did not revise those figures whatsoever. Why wouldn't they do that? I know why. You don't want to create panic in the streets. That's why. The problem is that when you do announce what the number really is versus what the number was supposed to be, you get people like me on the outside going, hey, wait, what's going on in China? What's ¿Qué pasa, dude? Something not adding up here. The numbers aren't jiving with me, man. I'm an old guy, and I'm way out of touch with the new mathematics. But I kind of remember the old days that if you're 75% off on your projections and you're a government and you have access to these numbers every second of every day, and in China, you have access to numbers of everybody at any time because you're the Communist Party of China. You have access to anything you want. They knew, and they've always known, that these numbers were going to come in really bad. What's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. People don't have the money to spend. Why don't they have the money to spend? Because they didn't get their interest payments on their investments. You see, the money comes in from these firms in the form of cash dividends. Families have leveraged up themselves. They've leveraged their mortgages. They've leveraged their personal lines of credit. They have saved everything they've got into their savings, and they've leveraged them up to try to bring in the highest possible return every month to grow the family investments for the whole family. Grandma, grandpa, great-grandma, great-grandma, great-grandpa, the cousins, the uncles, the aunts, the kids. The entire family is leveraged up everywhere. At dinner time, when they get together once a week or whatever it is to figure it out, the patriarch and the matriarch of the family are helping coordinate all the dollars between all the relatives to put the dough into the family trust to leverage it up for the big return. And at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, as the returns come out, dollars are distributed to all the participants. And now cousin Jen and Wei and Yong buy a new washer dryer, and these kids over here have a down payment on a new car, and the university students that are going to Beijing University now have enough money for their next tuition, or they have enough money to buy some clothing and a new purse, or a new phone, or a new iPad for whatever. And the spending is down 75% across China. Not in Beijing, not in Hong Kong, not in Shanghai. The country of China missed huge, bigly, as we used to say in the last 4 years. Really missed. I'm kind of looking at this going, ooh, is this a contagion? Have we got something that's contagious here? Is this going to percolate through the entire economy? Is this already happening? Are we already 3 or 6 months into the nightmare and no one has known it? And is now we're beginning to notice the apple isn't so shiny anymore. There seem to be a few blemishes on the outside of the apple, so they're turning it to the shiny side. But on the back there, it looks ugly. And if you core down the middle of that apple, you're not going to like what you see in the inside. It looks ugly. Kind of wondering, what is happening over there and how is it happening? And these so-called policy changes that we have been witnessing now the last several months that I've been bringing to you again and again and again with the SEC saying we cannot trust the books of Chinese listed stocks in the United States. We can't trust the books because we can't get to the bottom of who actually owns the shares of these publicly traded companies. We have names of shareholders, but these names are artificial names. They're names of corporations that are based in the Cayman Islands, or they're based in Switzerland, or they're based in various centers around the world where there's secrecy laws. We can't delve in to who owns and who is benefiting from the ownership of this entity. Underground sources are saying, oh, well, we know who these guys are. These are the officials who run China. These are the top officials of the Communist Party. They're the guys who own these companies. It's the generals of the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the people that top political leaders make sure get payoffs to keep everything calm. Uh, you want to make sure, if you're in a dictatorship, that the leader of your army and your Marines and your Air Force, all these kids, are all happy. And so you make sure there's lots of bribe money for those guys. They get their salary to be the top general, but they also get perks, perks, perks like a villa in the French Riviera, the use of a private jet for your family. The top 20 generals underneath you are all bribed out. They're all looked after. And then all the levels under they're all bribed out. It's all looked after. You make sure as a dictator that all your top muscle guys, the guys with the bullets, you make sure they're all happy and they're calm and there will be no problem. And if there's any problems in the streets, from the citizenry, the unarmed citizenry, don't worry. First, we'll send out the local police boys with the batons and the shields. Then we'll send out the National Guard kind of guys, and then we'll have to send out the army, the military. And we'll take care of dissenters. There will be no dissenters, and don't worry about the press. There will be no press to give you bad imagery because you've paid us off. That's how it works. And so with the SEC, they're going, we can't figure out who own a majority of these large corporations. We can't figure out who runs Alibaba, who runs all the other companies that are listed in the USA. We can't get to the bottom line of the numbers. We can't figure out the cash flow numbers of these companies. It doesn't add up. There's money coming in, and then there's money going out, and then there's other money going out. What's that other money going out, and who's it going to? We can't figure out where that's going. No one will tell us where that's all. That's under Chinese law. That's national security. That's not to be shared. That's top secret. Well, of course it is. That's where the bribe money is going. Of course, you can't reveal who's getting the bribe money. You can't have that. That would look bad. So the SEC's going, we might have to delist these companies for failure to declare and open their books. And this has begun, and it has already been going on for quite a while, and it is picking up steam. And now we're hearing about issues within China itself that are beginning to look a little hinky, kind of funny, kind of hinky. We wonder what that really is. And so I will keep bringing this up because if there is a problem over there of $1 trillion in proportion, I mean multi-trillion dollar problems over there, this is going to affect the planet. This will affect all of us because the amount of capital that China spreads around the world and owes and borrows and everything else is the second highest number, period. This will affect America straight on. It will affect Europe straight on. It could disrupt supply chain issues everywhere. It could disrupt trading relationships. It could really upset the apple cart with regards to import-export calculations. There might be a massive recession in China that could sideline them for 20 years as they figure it out, because they won't reveal. They'll call it foreign interference. They'll call it, international pressures unfairly placed on China that is not right. So they'll lash out perhaps militarily if they try that. They'll try to cover up the problem, because the problem is not foreign countries picking on China. The problem is that China is so corrupt in its own dealings that the whole thing is unraveling. And sooner or later, it all comes out. Now, when you have high inflation, you can hide this problem very easily. When you have high interest rates, you can find a way. But when you have zero inflation, really, and you have virtually no interest rates, it's very difficult to slice off all kinds of action and call it you can call it an inflation problem. The first 5% that we lost is inflation. It's a lower buying power. You can't bury it. You can't bury the problem. It just surfaces. It's like eventually the problems float to the surface, and you go, "What's that? Oh, that looks like a dead body. What's that? Oh, that's a body part. Oh, what's that?" Yeah, you have problems, and so. We'll keep you posted on the fun times happening in China right now. At the moment, the markets don't seem to, in the North American markets, European markets, not really paying attention to it, because the reality is that the U.S. Federal Reserve, the central bank in Europe, the government of Canada's own bank, Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, the Australian bank. All Western democracy bank central bankers are flooding their economies with cash, lots of cash, free money, free. Um, and so there's a lot of money hunting for a good deal right now. And as long as that is happening, Chinese problems can be buried with a lot of free money to kind of keep it going. But eventually, there will be a reckoning, and the IOUs will start to get called in. I've mentioned a few times here how cruise lines and airlines and other industries have borrowed billions of dollars to stay afloat, get through the pandemic and everything else. That's great. That's fantastic. The problem is for cruise lines, sooner or later, you got to pay these dollars back. Now, as long as you can take a 7-year note that you issued 7 years ago, and today you owe $100 million on money you borrowed 7 years ago, and you've been paying the interest every year for 7 years, the full amount is now required this year. If you can re-borrow another 100 million from a new set of borrowers, you can pay off the old 100 billion you owe, 100 million you owe, and roll it over. It's called a rollover. You can do debt rollovers. That's how Wall Street really makes a lot of its money. And in the past, Wall Street has always said, well, inflation 7 years ago, you borrowed $30 million. This year, you're going to borrow $50 million to fund your company. And of the 50, 30 will roll over the old debt. And you got 20 million of new capital. And in the 20 million of new capital, you got $1 million for us for our fees to raise you the 50 million. So everybody's happy. You owe $50 million. We get $1 million for our fees. The old 30 million guys are paid off, and they can do whatever they want with that. And everything just keeps on going. And you raise your prices 5% every year with inflation, and everything is fine. Yeah. Until the customers don't show up anymore because of COVID, or because of variants, or because the prices are too high. And that's when customers go, I could go on a 1-week cruise and spend $1,000 a night on a cruise ship with my wife and I, $7,000 1-week holiday. Or for $4,000, we could fly to Cancun and get a luxurious condo on the beach with our own jacuzzi and our own unit, and spend $4,000. There comes a point in time where the cruise just doesn't make it anymore. There comes a time where that deal, the $4,000 deal, is replaced with a $2,500 deal in the Dominican Republic. Or somewhere else. And now the Cancun deal isn't so good anymore. I mean, it all comes to a point where sooner or later, there may be deals elsewhere that are better had. And of course, the debt that the cruise lines owe are still owed, and they can't pay it. What? You issue stock from your treasury at no interest to pay off debt that you had to pay with interest. Well, the problem with that, of course, is you're diluting all the existing shareholders of the company, and down go the value of all the shares because you're just diluting everything until you can't sell any more stock. When no one wants to buy stock from you anymore, well, then the jig is really up. Now you're facing asset sales. But the problem with asset sales, with cruise ships, for example, who are you going to sell a cruise ship to that you can't fill? There are no other cruise lines who can buy your ship. They're broke too. They can't fill their ships. It's not like Warren Buffett's going to create a brand new cruise line out of scratch and buy every cruise ship that's available at top dollar. I mean, if Warren Buffett and his friends were to create a new cruise line, they'd be buying ships at 10 cents on the dollar, which you can't sell your cruise ship for 10 cents on the dollar because you owe 80 cents on the dollar on that cruise ship to all the banks that you've made deals with when you issued those bonds in the first place. You can't sell that ship unless you pay this bond off in full, and that has to be paid for in 100% totality, not 10 cents on the dollar. And so what does that mean? Receivers get called in, and we have a bankruptcy. Hasn't happened yet, but it could. We'll see. In any event, they're watching. Your Uncle Bruce is keeping an eye on this stuff. That's what you have to do. You have to keep an eye on the economy as a whole and just see where things are at. The good news for stocks like SOFI and Matterport. What's the good news for you guys? Well, Matterport is doing 3D imaging. They are digitizing the real estate world, which is a cheaper way to run the real estate world. And it's a cheaper way for retailers to run retail stores. It's a cheaper way for insurance companies to insure real estate assets. Matterport is in the right business at the right time, and they're in the lead position, and they're global now with 150 countries, and they're going to continue to branch out. So Matterport is in a business that will keep growing while others shrink. SOFI, as a fintech company, is in the right form of the banking business. They're in the right area of the banking business that is expanding leaps and bounds, will continue to do so. And as each day goes by, and every new baby is born, and every new graduate comes out of university, and every new graduate from university starts getting jobs, and they start earning income, they need banking services. These folks are not going old school. They are not interested in mom and dad's bank branch in the local shopping mall. That's not where the kids are going to open up their bank accounts. When they become self-employed or fully employed or whatever they're doing, they're going to open their bank through their telephone because they did it through college already. And they're going to continue to stay on the telephone with their credit card information, their mortgages, their home loans, their car loans, their student loans, lines of credit, to trade stock, to build wealth. They're going to use their phones, and they're going to use fintech financing firms for all the services they need. The good news for SoFi is they have 10, 12 different divisions in fintech, and they're growing leaps and bounds right now. So they're in the now, they're in the future, they are in the sweet spot of a growing business. And as each day and week and month goes by, old timers that are older than me, the 85s and 90s and 100-year-olders, are dying that used to use human staffed branches for our banking. We're dying and being replaced by the 20-year-olds and the 22-year-olds, the 25-year-olds, who are all fintech bankers. And so out with the old, in with the new. And you ask a 22-year-old kid who's never been in a bank branch before as an adult. They may have been in one as a child in a stroller with mom, maybe. They've never been in one as an adult to use a service. They wouldn't know what a deposit receipt is. They wouldn't know what a withdrawal receipt is. They wouldn't know how to fill one in. They don't even know their account number. I used to know my account number by heart at my bank. I used to know my account number, my checking account number, because they would ask me, well, what's your account number? Oh, it's da 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 da. Kids today don't know their account numbers. They're in the phone. It's in my phone. What do you know that for? It's in my phone. How many people know your own phone number? I'm having trouble remembering my phone number from time to time because I never phone myself. In any event, this world has changed. SoFi is in the lead position, among others. It's not the only one out there, but SoFi is now being called a $28 stock by MIZUHO. So let's see how that works out as the day opens up. We're at $14.90 on SoFi with 425,000 shares traded in the pre-market. Lovely. Love that. Thank you very much. Matterport, $18.61, up 16 cents in the pre-market. Thank you. We'll take the volume. It might not be the kind of volume we'd like to have, but you know what? We're up, and we'll take the up move. Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, I'm showing pre-volume of 5,400 on Matterport, up 16 cents. I'll take the gain. I don't care. I'll take the gain. Kids, it's all a question of what you own and what are you involved with. Those of you who own Spire, you're going to make money. Spire just acquired a competitor, and they just added to their wealth. It'll take them 3 months to close the deal. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Spire is this much larger and has this much more cash flow and earnings power, and they've just grown because they've just taken over a Canadian company. So here's an American company taking over a Canadian company that's doing global business. Spire is a much better company today than it was yesterday morning at this time. Forget what the stock price is. They're going higher. Who else can we talk about? Rocket Lab. Oh my gosh. You want to stay on top of fintech finance? You want to be in that business? You want to be Sixtera and run server farms? You need satellites. You're Walmart. You're trying to stay on top of the cutting edge retail world in which they're on top of. You need satellites. You got to have satellites to handle all the data that you're moving around. Your Costco, your Amazon, your Apple, your anybody, you need satellites. Satellites that transmit data 24/7 around the world. You're a Chinese communist dictatorship government. You need satellites. You need satellites to keep an eye on your territory, and you need satellites to keep an eye on all your warships and all your planes and all your citizens, especially your citizens, because they are your greatest enemy. They're the ones you have to really be nervous about because they could overthrow you if they get pissed off. It's just a matter of time. If it ever happens, that's how it's going to go. So you need satellites. And guess who launches satellites? Rocket Lab launches satellites along with other companies. And Rocket Lab is up to here in satellite orders and drowning. They have got a backlog that is growing dramatically to launch satellites. They're in the satellite launching business. They're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money if you own Rocket Lab shares. So welcome one, welcome all to the show. It's your buddy Bruce, Uncle Bruce here, trying to put a global spin on things, kind of keep you posted on what's going on out there. Did you know that Microsoft made an announcement this morning saying that they're going to do a $60 billion stock buyback program? Did you hear about that? They also announced an 11% increase in their dividend. You may recall yesterday afternoon, I kind of mentioned towards the end of the second show yesterday that there was a rumor out there that they were going to increase their dividend by upwards of 10%, and the stock took off yesterday. It had a nice little shot. It's official. It's an 11% increase in dividend with a $60 billion commitment to buy back stock. And they're trading at their all-time high, $300 a share right now, and the company is committed to buy back their stock at all-time high prices. I ask you, and I ask myself, why would a company that has their shares at an all-time high be willing to buy its own stock back? I don't get it. Again, I'm old school. I was born in 1955, so that means I instantly do not understand the world in 2021. I admit it. Because this is the new world in which we live that I don't understand. I don't get it. How is it that a company that is at its all-time high for its stock trades would now offer to buy $60 billion of its stock back from the marketplace? Why don't you just hand the $60 billion out as dividend money? Say, $15 billion a year for the next 4 years as added bonus dividend money to the shareholders who have loyally been holding your stock through all the years. Why don't you pay them off? Because to me, if you were to announce, instead of an 11% dividend increase, you were to announce a 30% dividend increase, you would bring billions of dollars, probably hundreds of billions of dollars into your stock, chasing that dividend, that cash payout every quarter, which would put your stock at $400 to $500 a share. Of course, it'll bring the yield down, but you know what? I think you'd really accomplish something. You'd make every existing shareholder extremely happy by just having the stock go up to $400 or $500 a share because it's got a higher yield. You don't have to buy back any stock. Just hand them more money. I'll tell you why they're doing it. Why would you do it this way, the other way? It's kind of simple, really. If you look at the top 25 people that run the company, maybe the top 250 that run the company, that would be the directors, the presidents, the vice presidents, the top 250. They all have stock options, generous stock options. They're not living for a dividend. They're living for a capital gain. That's what they're looking for. And their thinking is, well, if we use $60 billion of company money and just buy back a bunch of stock, we can issue $10 billion in paper every year in stock options and hide that. And so we'll issue $10 billion in stock options, buy back $60 billion from the street, run the market up to $350, $400 a share, make everybody happy, including ourselves, because we're getting stock options at the current market price. We're not getting stock options at what it was 2 years ago or 5 years ago. We have to get, our new options are right here at the current price, maybe a little discount, 10, 15% discount on the street value, but that's about it. So we'll play this game instead. We're not here for the dividend. We're here for the capital gain. And so let's just use the old tried and true method. Wall Street keeps coming to us and says, hey, guys, if you want to move your market higher, one of the tricks of the trade is just to buy back a bunch of the stock on the open market, and that just creates a shortage of free trading paper, and then you have a higher trading deal. My old school says, why don't you either make more money per share, just putting the 60 billion into your business and get larger, and that way you generate more revenue and more earnings, and your value will go up, your book value will go up. Or why don't you just throw dividends at your shareholders and just announce a 30% increase in dividends right now, and then add to it every quarter on top of that. You'll run the market to $500 a share just on that. But that's old school. You see, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there you have it. That's probably why they're doing what they're doing and the way they're doing it. Apple is buying $90 billion of their stock back on the open market, $7.5 billion a month, and they're the world's most valuable company on the planet. Wow, unbelievable. We're about to open here. We're at 7:29. Welcome all to the channel, to the show. Thank you for those of you who have been here all morning already, listening to the old man rant away. Thank you for being members of this channel. All of you who are members of this channel, many of you are going to notice something happening tomorrow. You're all going to probably notice that your bagels are going to change colors, because tomorrow is, for some of you, the 6-month anniversary of being members of this channel. And at the 6-month mark, you get a new bagel color beside your name. And I thank you so much for being a member of this channel. And those of you who become new members of this channel, of course, every month that you're a member, your bagels change in the first, second, I think third month. And then they change at month 6 and then in month 12 or something like that. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you for the 239 thumbs ups already, with 629 of you here. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Keep those thumbs ups coming in and help us grow our following. Those of you who are here commenting, we're now on member-only comment mode. Thank you, members, for being here. Larry has given us the official word. We are open. We are trading on the open market now. We're up and running, and let's see how it looks today. I have at the moment Rocket Lab showing a 1585 last trade, up 7 cents. I've got SOFI showing a gain of 20 cents at 1470. I think I've got GameStop sitting at 196.19. I got Matterport up a penny at 1846. I got ME unchanged. I got SmartRent up 31 cents. Spire up 4. ATIP down 2 cents. Sextera up 3. But it's early. We will wait a few more minutes to let the market settle in, because a lot of stocks sometimes take a few minutes to come through. Over here on the market, refreshing my page, let's go. Headline bulletin: U.S. industrial output impacted by Hurricane Ida, up 0.4% in August. The Dow at the moment is showing a drop of 37 points at the moment. I've got S&P up 5 points, NASDAQ up 27. So 2 of the 3 markets are higher. The Dow slightly lower. Oil up $1.83 to 72.29. Still talking about possible shortages of fuel from the production off the Gulf Coast, because we just had the second hurricane or tropical storm hit Houston earlier this week. That was a second storm that kept a lot of Gulf production off. This is hurricane season, so we're watching for that. We are hearing stories out of the United Kingdom, which are interesting. The other day, apparently there was no wind in the United Kingdom. I'm not sure if there's a strike or some kind of a labor shortage, but wind seems to be in short supply in the United Kingdom. I had to take a pause on both of those comments. I had to have a drink to kind of really take it in. Usually it is rather windy in the UK, especially offshore. It's rather windy. But I guess there are a couple of systems that have come and gone, and wind speeds are lower. And why should you care? Because there are windmills offshore in the United Kingdom, off the coast of Ireland. Many, 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 many windmills in the North Sea and in between Britain and Europe. There are windmills all over the place in Europe, because the Europeans have figured out we have got to produce electricity from sources other than bunker fuel and natural gas and from nuclear power. We've got to find ways to make energy from wind and from solar and hydro. The hydro thing they figured out. We did too in North America. The solar thing they're working on, and the wind thing they're really working on. The Dutch have figured out windmills for hundreds of years. Well, I guess the story out of Britain was that in the UK, the wind speeds were so low that the national grid had a power shortage, and power rates were skyrocketing for businesses in the UK. Citizens in homes are protected under UK national law that power companies cannot pass on spikes in energy prices to homes, private homes. That's verboten. That's how you stay elected as a government, by the way. Texas should try to look into that because Texans really got screwed last winter when prices went stupid when the grid collapsed over there. But anyway, that's another story. Never mess with Texas, though. Got to be careful. But I guess in the UK, they had a problem with lack of wind, which created a shortage of electricity for a while. Very surprising. Now the talk out of the UK is, well, if we have a cold winter this year, we are going to need a lot more energy to we're going to need more power. It's going to be cold. Got to warm it up. Oil. They keep talking about oil going to $100 a barrel. There's this talk just won't stop. The lobbyists for the oil business are experts at promoting oil, and they're trying to tell the world at large that oil is going to go to $100 a barrel because if we have a cold winter, if we have a cold winter, the word "if" keeps getting passed over. If we have a cold winter, we could have higher oil prices. Anyway, this town wouldn't mind. Calgary would be happy. $100 US is 120 Canadian with a $50 break-even price, and you're making $120 a barrel. Yeah, the oil patch around here, they'll be smiling. You will see a whole bunch of new Teslas, Bugattis, Lamborghinis, BMWs, and Benzes on the roads in this town like you would not believe, because this town has money. That would add even more. Anyway, we're up $1.82 on oil to this morning at $72.28. And there's talk about $100 oil. I don't believe it, because I can tell you that around this town, all around here, south of here, east of here, north of here, we have oil for all of North America. If the United States ever needed to depend on any good neighbor for energy needs, oil energy needs, look no further than your friends in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and British Columbia. We are sitting on trillions of dollars of oil reserves. Trillion, not billions, trillions. It will take 200 years to get it all out. We have that much. Don't worry, America. If there's an energy shortage, you can count on your Canadian friends. All you got to do is figure out a way to get it across the border. That's all you got to figure out. You figured out how to get oil into Louisiana and the U.S. through the Suez Canal. You figured out how to get it through the Panama Canal. You figured out how to get it to America from the Mideast. You figured out how to get it to America from Venezuela. You figured out how to get it to the U.S. through Mexico. There's a border there. No border problem to get oil to America. But there seems to be a big problem getting oil from Canada to the United States. There's some kind of a barrier there that is insurmountable. Republican administrations can't figure it out. Democratic administrations can't figure it out. There's an issue there. But just so you know, when the chips are down, here in Canada, we're here for you. We have trillions of dollars of reliable energy that is available at your beck and call. And when the Canadians pull the oil out of the ground up here, they adhere to very, very strict environmental laws as to how to process the oil. But again, that doesn't seem to be good enough for many in America. But it's all right. As long as you're okay with what you got, it's all right. We're fine, but we're here for you. Whenever you feel the need, it's all good. That's what the oil patch around here is saying. We're your pals. Oh, and by the way, a third of all the workers in Alberta and in Calgary that are in the senior oil and gas position level, they're Americans. Just so there are friendly people up here who have American passports who work here full time. They're here for you, but it's okay. If you can't allow it to go across the border, it's okay. When the time comes, and the need is there, we're your butts. We're your back. We got your back. We got your back. It's going to be okay. All right, so there you have it. Fun times at the OK Corral, as we like to say around here. Jordan, thank you for becoming a new member of this channel. The old man is ranting, and I'm getting a new member. Jordan, what's wrong with you? Are you kidding me? This is awesome. Thank you. Also, thank you to my buddy, Carter Cole. Hey, man, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. I do keep an eye on the comments as best I can, but I haven't had time to read them yet. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Where are we at? Let's see where we're at now. We're 9 minutes into the opening. Are any of you making money is the question. Rocket Lab, at the moment, you're not making money yet. We're down 24 cents to 15.54. Hopefully that's a short-term aberration. SoFi, you are richer. 14.76. I'd like to see that jump above $4 or $5 right now, but 14.76 up 27 cents. GameStop down 4.49. Those of you who are writing call options and who are watching my lessons on how to do it, you really are getting richer this last week and a half. I have to admit, those of you who were writing call options on GameStop at 210, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300s, oh, are you laughing? Are you all just grinning from ear to ear? These contracts are deteriorating in value, and you are watching your wealth grow as those options drop. I congratulate you. I commend you. And I thank those of you who are taking the time to go to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, looking up the classes and taking the classes, lessons 1 to 10, at your leisure. Take any one you want. Watch one, watch them all. Enjoy. Learn how to write call options and put options and spreads and all kinds of strategies and get rich. Because, yeah, GameStop is down 33 today. Yep. There are people losing money today on GameStop because their shares are down in price. But there are some of you out there who are richer because this is happening. And yet you love the company. You've got the stock. You love the firm. You love the upside of the company. But in the meantime, you're being paid a nice premium to be a shareholder. And I commend you 100%. Matterport up 72 cents right now to 19.17 a share. High of the day right now. What a beautiful thing. Volume of only 169,000 shares. The company that's in the right business at the right time globally, digitizing real estate around the globe. Man, is this the way to go. These guys are on fire. You're going to make a lot of money here. This stock's going higher, much higher. 23andMe down 1 penny. Smart Rent unchanged. Spire 9.44 up 26 cents today. The operators of satellites. Communist governments, dictatorships, democratically elected governments, and corporate everything need satellites, and they need to be managed. And Spire Global is your friend. They're there to help you maintain an eye on everyone and everything. We're up 26 cents. You might as well get in on it, folks. We know we're being watched. You might as well profit from it. Buy up some Spire. ATIP 365 down 5 cents. Sextera down 3 cents to 8.91. So far, no news. AMC, unfortunately, another $3 downdraft today, getting hit. We were at 51, 52 bucks on AMC. Last week, Thursday, Friday, even Monday. Bad day yesterday. Bad morning this morning. 44 a share. Taking another hit. Down 330. It's on the 10% restricted short sale list as of yesterday already. This drops any more, keeps on dropping at the pace it's going. It will be on another suspended short list for tomorrow. So AMC is getting hammered even with the no short selling rule. Robinhood 39.99 down 3. Vanek Vectors 272 down $2.35. We have Home Depot at $330 a share, down $265. We have Jen alive and well, working her way to the bathroom. She's alive. Yay, Jen! We've got IBM up 11 cents today to 136.33. We have the Dow down 8 points, 8.11. Microsoft up $3.60. Apple down 42. Tesla down 4.15. Bed Bath Beyond down 35 cents. BlackBerry down 9 cents. Royal Caribbean 81.11 down 1 31. We have Norwegian down 32 cents, Carnival down 36. Goldman Sachs, the banker, made an announcement this morning. They're down to $3 a share at 400 a share. They are buying an outfit, acquiring buy now, pay later fintech company called Green Sky for $2.2 billion. I think the word you want to pay attention to in this announcement is not Goldman Sachs is acquiring buy now, pay later. That's not what you want to pay attention to. You're not looking for the word Green Sky or 2.2 billion. That's not the word you're looking for. The word you're looking for in the headline is called Fintech. They are buying a buy now, pay later Fintech company, Green Sky, for $2.2 billion. SOFI, Fintech, Green Sky, Fintech. Hello. That's what you want to know. You want to see the fact that in the last 3 weeks, we have seen a number of takeovers of buy now, pay later type companies, fintech style companies by major players. This is a chump change deal, $2.2 billion for Goldman Sachs. Chump change acquisition. This is loose change. This is nothing. But this is a signal that even the folks at Goldman are beginning to make their move into their fintech area. They're moving into that fintech neighborhood, and they're coming. And it's only a matter of time. Sooner or later, and I think within the next year or two, your friends at SOFI will be a takeover target. But the whole thing, the whole company will be a takeover target, and it'll be acquired by a major. Doesn't have to be a banking major. It could be Apple. It could be Google. It could be Amazon. But something tells me SOFI will be acquired eventually by a huge monster company. It costs them $50 billion, $80 billion, $200 billion. Chump change deal by a huge corporation. Remember, SOFI right now at $14.80 a share is at $11.8 billion market cap. That's the entire value of SOFI right now. $11.8 billion is all it's worth. You add up all the stock, multiply by the stock price, market cap of $11.8 billion. If Apple came calling right now and said, we'll take you over for double your stock price, we'll buy you at, say, $30 a share. We'll take you out at 30. That would be about a $25 billion takeover. What is a $25 billion takeover to Apple? They're buying back $90 billion of their own stock this year. $25 billion buy for SOFI? Nothing burger. Watch out. SOFI will eventually become a target. I don't think it'll be a target down here. I have a suspicion that when it is taken over, it'll be a $40, $50 stock, and then the takeout will be done at $100. So it'll be 7 times more expensive than it is now. So instead of being an $11 billion takeout, it might be. But so what? Apple to buy SOFI for $100 billion with a $90 billion annual budget to buy back their own stock? Nothing burger. It's a chump change deal. For you guys, it's huge. Do the math right now. How much money would you make in profit on your investment in SOFI if you were taken out at $100 a share? Tell me. I dare you. What would your options be worth if right now you got an offer for $100 a share? What would your options be worth right now? How much money would you be up on your options and your stock right now? Would any of you be millionaires? Would some of you be 100,000-aires? Would some of you be 10,000-aires? Something tells me a lot of you would be up quite nicely on your SOFI. I'd love to know that. How rich would you be if you got $100 a share for your SOFI stock? I'd love to hear that one. Tell me. This is fun. Rocket Lab down 66 cents. Come on, Rocket Lab. You can do better than that. SOFI, $14.84. GameStop down $1.27, coming back on at $197.97. Matterport holding at $19.04. ME up 4 to $8.30. Smart Rent down a nickel at $12.70. Spire Global up 26 to $9.44. ATI down 4.5 cents to $3.66.5. Sextera down a penny, $8.93 a share. AMC down 271, Robinhood up 33, Vanik down $1.30, Home Depot down $1, IBM, YBM up $1, up 92 cents right now, almost a buck. The Dow up 100 points, just took a shot in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes. The Dow took a shot up 100 points. We might have an update today. Let's see what happens. Sweet. Microsoft up 445, 304.24, buying back their own stock. $60 billion. If they did that in a year, that's $5 billion a month. Buying back their own stock at $5 billion a month at the all-time high range. The high of all time, 305. It's right here, right now. Buying their own stock back at the high rather than at their low. Normally, buybacks are done when companies feel their shares are grossly undervalued. I don't know about Microsoft being grossly undervalued at $304 a share, but the company wants to put $60 billion of its own money in there and buy it back. Amazing. Apple down 28 cents. Tesla down 262. There you go, kids. That is what we have going so far this morning. Welcome one, welcome all to the show, to the dough. Hope you're going to get richer today. How rich would you guys be if SOFI went to $100 a share? That's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what that would be. Some folks are noticing that their Matterport is moving nicely, and it is. 1909 up 64 cents. Yes. Let's see. A free thinker. I've learned a lot about the options market. And I've developed my own spread strategy. Thanks for what you've taught me, Uncle Bruce. I'll be sure to profit forever on the info. Nicely done. Giotti, Pickham, I didn't mention recycling. I mentioned not producing plastic, period. Fair enough. Private conversations going on. Let's see. What else is going on here? Here we go. GameStop is on hold. Is on long hold now. It's on a long hold. It was fun, but the U.S. government was never going to allow a bunch of apes become millionaires. Deals were made. There's an interesting conspiracy theory there. I guess I should have sold. I shouldn't have sold my Matterport call yesterday. Laughing out loud, says Jordan. Pick up not overnight, no, but doing nothing. What we've been doing has been poisoning our water for. So people having a private chat here about all that. Imagine if you had rolled it over 200, would be available to make a profit at 194. Let's see here. What else is being said here? Let me just go through some comments here. Don't want to interrupt private conversations that are going on about polluting the world or anything like that. Let's see. What else is going on? Here we go. Acquiring SOFI. Not to mention they would also acquire Galileo, which would be worth it all by itself. There you go. I'd be able to buy multiple Lamborghinis in a house. There's his nephew Nick. Right on. I could buy my house for $100 a share on SOFI, let alone 200. Nice. Here we go. Speaking of SOFI, they were all over the place on NFL Sunday. All over the place. At least 20 commercials throughout the day. Yeah. They know what they're doing. They've done their research. Interesting. GameStop going up from 193 to 198. Yes, 198.20, down only $1 now on GameStop. Nice. What else is going on? Yeah, $100 a share for my SOFI pays off my mortgage and then some, says Rob. Farragon, I'd be worth about 350 grand. That'd be all right. Pete, we could move back to recyclable glass containers fairly easily. Oh, okay. I would be up to 5,289 pounds. Quid. Nice. That'd be a nice little gain there. What's wrong with that? Nephew Nick, I'd be worth $2 million. GameStop blasted past its 50-minute SMA and is fighting to go positive. Still at 197.32. Yes. What else is going on here? Other comments. Let me just see here. At 100 a share, I'd have $100,000. Nice. Go, baby, go. Come on, SOFI. Take it to 100 a share. Let's get going. I'd have 50,000 in SOFI. SOFI was 100 a share with just my options alone. Nice. Whatever happened to them getting a bank charter? It's on the way. They're working on it, waiting for that to come through. DQ 100 a share SOFI would get me a nice place in Creston, British Columbia. I'm sure it would. Even just cutting down the use of disposable plastics would be nice. There you go. Well, that would be good. Anyway, let's see how it goes. $14.98 on SOFI, up 48 cents. Thank you, SOFI. Let's go through 15. We're at $15.19 on Rocket Lab. We've got Matterport at $19.14, up 69 cents. ME up 4 now. Smart Rent up 3. Spire up 26. Okay, IBM up $1.08, a little better today. Market on the Dow now up 98 points. We have S&P up 7.95. We have the Nasdaq down 17, and yeah, we got a good thing going. We got oil up $2 a barrel, so we have Chevron moving higher on the Dow 30, helping the Dow 30 today. For sure. Interesting stuff. Matterport, $19 a share, up 55 cents a share on the Matterport. Let's go, stocks. $14.96 on SoFi. Go, baby, go. Make the investors and viewers of this channel richer and richer and richer is what I say. They deserve it. They tolerate my rants. They deserve to make money. We did mention that Matterport hired a new VP of growth. We did mention that yesterday. I have close to 15,000 shares, not counting options. Way to go, area. Damn it, Jim. I'd have 750 grand at $100 a share. I'd be up there. Free thing. If they made SoFi 100, I'd gain nothing. I sold my SoFi at 24 way back and bought more GameStop, and I'm happy about it. Well, way to go, Free Thinker. Nicely done. Pete, if anyone fancies a brief distraction, I bought a drone the other day. Bruce, my January Matterport calls are almost up 100%. Should one be patient and let them ride a while yet, or does one be greedy and take the game? B Fitz, you got a couple of choices you can make here, and they're all good. Choice number one: you don't do a thing. Just let the stock continue to roll along. Every time it goes up $1 a share, your contracts will grow nicely. I don't know what contracts you have, but if you've got 15s, you're probably enjoying 50-cent gain on every dollar, or maybe 60-cent gain on every dollar of movement. If you have 1250s, you're probably getting 75 cents to 80 cents a dollar movement. If you have 10s, I don't know if you had 10s, but if you had 10s, you're probably getting 90 cents a dollar. So you can just let the stock continue to go and do what it's doing, because it will go higher. In my opinion, low 20s is doable. That's number one. Option number two, you could sell them right now, take the money off the table and say, thank you very much. I really enjoyed myself and it's been a pleasure. You could take that money and turn around and just buy the shares directly. Again, it's a question of how valuable you are. If you have $15 contracts and you've doubled your money, and you've turned 1,000 into 2,000 or 4,000 into 8,000, whatever you've done, you can now buy stock. Obviously, if the shares go higher from here, they reach the 22 range, 24 range, you will have a much more money. I mean, you might be double or triple or quadruple your money, and at that point, you might be able to buy even more stock than you're getting now in numbers of shares. But the other option you have, rather than just sell and buy stock or buy something else, you have a rollover option. You can do a rollover. And now there are several ways you can look at a rollover scenario being long calls. One, you could say, all right, I've got for however many you have one option right now, you get 10, it doesn't matter. You could sell all your contracts right here, turn right around and buy as many contracts as you could afford with an April expiry or later, either at the same price that you have now or at a higher exercise price due to the fact that the shares have gone higher. You could do that. Another way to look at it is you could say, okay, I have more money now than I started with, obviously. I'm going to take half the money and put it into something else, and half the money back into Matterport stock options. And I will buy contracts further out in time. I'd like to go to April at least. And I will buy a higher priced exercise price contract. So you might buy 20s, the $20 contracts. You might buy 22.50s, but with only half the money. In other words, the money you started with is what you're willing to reinvest in new options further out. The money you've made from your original will go into your account as dry powder for something else, uh, or not. You'll decide today or not to reinvest it, or you just take that money and pay bills, whatever you need to do. So you could play these options. You have these choices in front of you, many choices. One I would consider is nothing right now, because the 100% gain, although very nice, was not the end game, really. The end game is to allow the stock to really find itself and get a bit of a following here. And don't be surprised if it does go to $21, $22 a share. And at that point, do the math. Figure out, okay, my options right now with a stock around 19 bucks a share, they are worth this much money. If the shares go up $1 or $2 or $3 from here, what will the contracts trade for at that point in time? Do the mathematics and go, okay, I put in so much money originally, it's worth this much now, it would be worth this much, or this much based on these forecasts. And at that point, you decide, all right, well, I'm comfortable with a rollover or a out-and-out sale or a conversion into stock with these kinds of returns. The thing now is, every time the stock goes up a dime now or $1 now, you will earn more money per dollar than you did when the stock was at $15 a share or $12 a share. Because the contracts you have are in the money now. I'm assuming you're in the money. And the more in the money your contracts get, you will receive a larger gain on your contract for every dollar the stock goes up. So instead of your contract going up 50 cents for every dollar, it's now going up 60 cents a dollar, 70 cents a dollar, 80 cents a dollar. That will keep climbing. And the shares are showing no signs of giving up the ghost. The chart looks great. The exposure is phenomenal. The press is fantastic. The company's in the right business at the right time. They're coming up with announcements after announcements after announcement. They're firing at all cylinders. They're really paying. They're really working for you as a shareholder. And the insiders of the company are not selling stock. They're not getting out. So ride the wave. Enjoy. You've got time. You have January calls. You have another month of relaxation. You get the balance of this month into early mid-October without any problems. And the shares jump up to 21, 22, 23 a share. $3-4 gain from here. You might have a 200 to 400% return on your money, and you deserve it. And that's what I'd love to see you have it. So there you go. There's a couple of thoughts for you. It's up to you. You might sell half of what you have. You have 10 calls now. You might sell 5 now and buy, with that money, $20 calls for October next year. You might just make that move. So you got this January's and April's. And if the stock keeps going up, you'll sell the rest of your Januaries and buy more Aprils, or you'll start buying Junes, Julys. You might play that game and step it up. You have a lot of choices in front of you, and I congratulate you. I love it. These are lovely problems. SoFi, we need a 20% day, please. Test Donkey has put in a request. We're at $14.99, up 49 cents. Holding 2,100 shares, looking to add more, says Nicholas. Pete made a clip of a dolmen near me. Check out the 360-degree rotation at 100 meters up. Ireland is so pretty. IR Aaron, morning, Bruce. What are your thoughts on $25 January 2022 puts on Matterport for $8? So I'm assuming you'd be writing them. I'm assuming you would write a put. Matterport, $8 with a $25 contract. So you would be buying the stock for $17 if you were exercised, and or if the shares go higher in price, you will score some, if not all, of that $8. Right? Gotcha. I'm not a fan of the number. Like the contract is $6 in the money at $19 a share. It's a $25 contract. It's $6 in the money. There's only a $2 premium. So I'm not a fan of writing this put for only a $2 premium all the way out to January. Well, January 22. That's coming up in 4 or 5 months. I'm not a big fan. I'm not opposed to it either, though, because I like the idea that Matterport reaches 23 a share, 22 a share. These contracts are only worth $3 or $4 each, and you scored half the money. So I like that too. I mean, realistically, every dollar the stock goes up, you will make $1 on this contract. But I don't know if the premium is good enough. I'm not sure if the premium is good enough, but it's worthy of a serious thought. It really is. Interesting. Free thinker, I'd be fearful to take the gain. That said, you should do it if the calls are near expiry, and they're not near expiry yet. Uncle Bruce, I'm up 60% on my Matterport January 15 calls. April 20s are about the same price I paid. Should I roll into those and take some money off the table? There's something I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Let's say you put 1,000 on the table and you bought puts or bought calls. Now they're worth $2,000 or $1,600, whatever they were. You take the 1,000 and buy the 20s for April, and you take the rest of the money off the table and in your pocket. It's a gain. Keep in mind you have a taxable scenario on it, but you can offset it with losses, obviously. But yeah, this is a thought. Again, the 15s are now in the money, $4.16. Right now we're $19.16 a share because we are moving. This stock is moving. You're $4.16 in the money, and the next $2 move on Matterport is really juicy for you. A $2 move from here, you'll probably benefit 150 of that in your pocket. And that is a substantial boost to your profit. I wouldn't pass that up right now. I would still be eager to hold an in the money call right now to compound that gain as the stock rises, because it's quickly going to become penny for penny. You'll gain 5 pennies and earn 4, or you'll go up 10 pennies and get 9. I really like the return on options when it does that. And this stock jumps $2 in one day from 20 to 22. In one day, your contract's going to go up $1.80 a piece, $180 a contract. I mean, it starts to compound, and this is what you're here for. This is what leverage is all about. Option leverage. Now that you're going to score it, I like this game. You've got time here, so another couple of weeks of movement. What if the stock goes to 25, 26? It can happen. 25, 26. Your 15s are now 10, 11 in the money. Nice. Really nice. Now you have like a $12 contract versus what you paid for it. Yeah, 300-400% gains. That's what we want. Would love to see multiple dollar day on SoFi. Sell my house fast in Upper Marlboro. Uncle Bruce, a 1750 Matterport call expiring Jan 21. No, can't be. Can't be, because this is September 21. So that's got to be January 22. Okay, let's just say it's a 22. I paid $267. I have 14 options. How long to wait to sell? I have 300 shares as well. There you go. Well, Matterport at 1923 just jumped again. You are in the money right now, $1.70, right? It's 1850. Yeah, you're $1.70 in the money. You paid $267. You're $1.70 in the money. You're doing great. Let her ride. Let her ride. There is no hurry to get out. This stock isn't like going to go to 19.25 and then to back to $10 a share. It's not going to happen. This company is being discovered by the world right now. It's being found out by a lot of analysts and a lot of people, and they look at this company and they go, "Holy crap! Digitizing real estate. Oh, wow, these guys are incredible." Yeah, they are incredible. And this stock has only just started. So I wouldn't be in a hurry to do much of anything. But let me take a look at your option. Let me take a look here. January 21, 1750s. There we go. 380 to 410. Last quote now. 380 to 410. So if you got $4 for these things, right? Ballpark. You're up right now $1.33 on your stock. That's 50, or your contract. You're up 50%, right? This stock now 1923 and climbing. I love the way this is running. The high of the day 1940, trading right now 1921. You can set new highs. If it reaches $20 today, you got a 250 book value contract plus time premium. You get like a 350, 425 contract, maybe 440, 450. You're just going to get richer and richer. I would do nothing right now. I would not. Nope. You let her ride. You got 14 contracts, you say? Fantastic. Every dollar you make is $1,400. It's payoff time for you. And this stock is going to give it to you. $22.50 a share. You have a $5 book value contract, probably trading at $6 times 14. You know, $6 from a $267 entry price. You're up $3.33 a share times 14. Nice, really nice. Let's see how it looks then. Because right now the stock to me looks like it's poised for a real run. 67-cent gain right now is nothing. It looks great. It's compared to a $10, $12 trade. This is unbelievable. But at $19 a share, with all the momentum on it, this thing's going much higher. I commend you. You can, of course, sell half of them, 2 of them, 8 of them, 6 of them, whatever you want. Buy some April contracts if you wanted to, April 20s. But, you know, the rate of return will be about the same for a while, but you do get time, right? I like the idea, though, of being in the money. I commend you. You've waited it out. You've hung in there to now be, quote, in the money on these contracts. The shares were sitting in this 1340 range, 1320 range back in July 20. They were in the 14 range for a while. They got through 15. They backed off. Now we're at 19. On the one hand, you're going, wow, we're up like 50% from 3-4 months ago. I agree. It is. But it hasn't stopped, and it's not going to. There's not enough paper to go around for Matterport's needs for its new investors. There's not enough paper to go around. It'll just keep going higher. And now it's payoff time for you, and this is what it's all about. So ride it and enjoy. I love it. Fantastic. I just love this. Free Thinker McJones think the same thing. Yeah, here we go. Nicholas, I guess you've talked about the Mitsu target price. We have. We're at 1507 on SOFI, and we're going to go a lot higher. This is just another indication from another analyst of what they think of SOFI. And I totally agree that $28-30 a share is doable. And it's up 56 cents today. And it is way better looking today at almost 6 million volume than it was yesterday. And I love it. And I think that SOFI is going to be on a lovely run. Over time, you're going to be in that level. Can you wait it out? Have you got the patience to enjoy that run? I love it. Chicago wants 200. Okay. Uncle Bruce, my 12.5 ME calls are down 75%. Got them when the stock was 1150. Think I should take the loss and cut my losses, or just hang tight, roll it into a lower strike price? Do nothing. Don't even flinch. Just sit right where you are and do nothing. You either will win or lose on this investment. The ME shares are at 8.30 today. They're up 4 cents. Nothing much going on. But this is the kind of stock that could at any time have a $2 update. And all of a sudden, we're going to be talking about a 10.30 stock price. All of a sudden. And all of a sudden, you're going to go, whoa, I'm not down 75%. I'm only down 40%. And then a week or so later, you get another $2 shot. And the next thing you know, you're at $12.30 a share. And you're in October. And you're going, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't do anything, because back in September, they were worth nothing. And here we are a month later, and the stock, this thing is almost at book value. These things are now almost what I paid for. I would do nothing. Just let the stock, let the company do what they have to do. Give management a complete pass to just make deals, because they are sitting on a mountain of money, and deals are coming. Just let them happen. All right. Wheat Wild, thank you, Wheat Wild, for this donation. Appreciate it. I just averaged down on my 10 SOFI January 22, 1750 calls. 350 down to 247. 100 share means I turned a 2,400 investment into 83 grand. Yes, please, thank you. Okay, well, let's let SoFi go to 20 bucks for you, and then 25, and you get richer, richer, richer. I love it. Hang in right in there. Nicely done. My name is Jonas. I was almost the third or fourth person asking about Matterport January calls and what to do with them. Uncle Bruce, help! I'm making money. Thanks for answering my question as well. Yes, allow yourself to keep making money. Just hang in there and keep getting richer. Sometimes this is the hardest part of the investment. It's the final stretch of your investment. You've suffered through all the downs, all the negatives, and all the doubts. And you asked me questions like, just this previous viewer, I'm down 75%. What should I do? My life is over. My children hate me. My wife thinks I'm an idiot. Now I'm up 50%. My wife thinks I'm an idiot. What do I do? I can't win, Bruce. My wife always thinks I'm an idiot. What? Well, welcome to the club is what I want to say. But just hang in there. Let the stock keep doing what it's doing. People are buying it now aggressively. They're desperate to get it. Allow them in and let them make you richer. You are Warren Buffett. In a miniature scale right now, you are Warren Buffett. And now you have to do what Warren Buffett does the best. Sit tight and enjoy a winner. It's hard. But he's good at it. He's got, of course, experience since the 60s. Imitate Warren Buffett. Just sit back and cross your arms and say, go ahead, chase that stuff. I'm in early. I was first to the party, pal. I came in early. Now enjoy the show. But you want to enjoy my show? You pay more. Yeah, because I got here first. And run this puppy. And don't worry about these ups and downs. Don't worry about the stock fluctuate. Don't worry about it. Just out of your mind. You're looking at the long-term gain here, and you get another month before you have to make any moves of any significance. Let this thing pay you now. 1504 on SoFi, 1888 on Matterport, 1310 on SmartRent. We're up 35 cents on SmartRent. Very good. Up 18 on Spire. Up 8 on Sextera. We're down 84 on Rocket Lab. Bargoon territory here. For those of you who are fans of Rocket Lab, you might want to look at $12.50 and $15 call contracts. They might be in play for you. You know what this stock is capable of doing at any time. Here we go. For those who want to write puts on Rocket Lab, this is the perfect time to get 9-10 premium. Those I think you were talking about these $20 January put contracts on Rocket Lab. You might even get more than 9-10. Not a bad deal. You're committing to buy Rocket Lab at $11, or in this case, $10.90 until January. It's at $14.93. Yeah, it's a nice premium. That one has got a nice premium to it. Are there any lockup shares on Matterport? There might be, but it's not affecting the stock, is it? It's just not affecting the stock. Thanks, Uncle B. Thank you. When we start writing contracts on stuff like Matterport, how long should we be tying up our shares for? A month, a year? What do you think? Well, it depending on how fast and how far we go, I want to get the stock through 20 a share. If it just gets to 20, 2050, 2030, 2060, then you might be writing 21s or 2250s, depending on which series are available to write. But you might only be writing contracts that are good for like a month or so. If the shares, however, run right through 20 to 21, 2250, close to 23, you might be writing 25s, 26s, 2750s, and you might go out a month or two. We'll have to wait and see when we get there. At the moment, it's too early to confirm, but let's see what the stock shows us when it gets to that level, because we may find that the stock here is at $19, $19.50, and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, a buy recommendation comes out from analyst so-and-so at firm such and such, and they call it a $30 stock. The stock might have a $5 day and go from $19.50 to $24.50 in one 6-hour session. We got to let that happen. And so we don't want to over rush it. We kind of just go, okay, you want to run to $25? You go ahead and run to 25, and I'll meet you at the options table when we get there. And maybe we will then write 27.50s or 30s and we'll see what we see what we can take it. We'll see what happens. I made the mistake of last week with Matterport of writing two $15 covered calls at around 17, hoping it would fall back down. Instead, my $420 initial profit. Now I'm looking at a $400 deficit. Any tips? Yes, a rollover. You're looking at a possible rollover. So you might be buying back your 15 calls and writing 1750 calls for further out. You might be doing that. You have to take a look at that one. Let's see. No thoughts on GTE? I got nothing on GTE, John. I have no idea what's going on. Hello, 15. Goodbye, 15. SOFI. 15, 13. Wavy gravy, but back rolling over. DraftKings, I think China will use Apple to bring in capital. Scott, I'm holding those two. Laugh out lights, sit tight. My name is Jonas is laughing. Let's see. Rob, should I worry about waiting for the day to buy them back at a lower price or just cut the losses? Wavy, there's no rush here. The shares do fluctuate, as you well know, and as you are seeing here. But if they want to go higher, they want to go into the 2021 range, you might buy them back at a higher price and start writing 2250s. You'll just roll over, and there you go. The community that helps you stay off the ledge. The value of this channel. Thank you, Uncle B, and the community. You betcha, Matt. Welcome to the show. The wife never changes. That's it, Coyote. No matter how much you make, you were lucky. Every dollar you lose, you're an idiot. Welcome to life. You accept that, you'll be married forever. You'll be fine. Wave Game, it depends how much time you have left on the contracts. You could wait to see if it drops below 18. It's still possible. He's true. He's right. Rob is right on that. Credit Savage. Hey, buddy. Uncle Bruce, don't look now. But those Rocket Lab $20 puts are almost 9 again if you write those contracts to sell at January 2022. I love buying Rocket Lab at $11 a share. I agree. I totally agree with you. You're absolutely right. The stock's at $14.98, and those contracts are sitting around $9. If you can get 9 or more, write those puts. Yeah, write them. You bet. Rob, thanks, says Wavy Gravy. Expiry this Friday. I look to buy them back on the decent dip today or tomorrow. And there's another strategy right there. Always keep your eye on it. You bet. 1902 on Rocket Lab, 1510 on SOFI. So let me clarify that. 1902 on Matterport, 1510 on SOFI, and 1497 on Rocket Lab. I'll figure it out. There are symbols for different stocks. Sooner or later, I'll figure out what symbol is what stock for the right price. Just stick with me, folks. I'm learning. My name, Jonas. Yes, I will wait, letting it generate value. Uncle Bruce, I also got 300 shares besides my calls, planning on getting 1,000 shares in total. $100 per share is really worth something at that point. You got it, buddy. Credit Severs, Uncle Bruce, these China news has me writing SOFI 1750 covered calls for October. So you're writing 1750s for October and Matterport 20s for January. Lots of profit. Use that money to buy $20 January Rocket Lab puts for a $9 premium. Or did you use that money to write Rocket Lab puts for a $9 premium? I think that's what you did. And you're good. Damn it, Jim. I've been lurking all day, about half listening. Are there any news on SOFI Charter? Sorry if you covered it. Haven't heard anything on SOFI Charter, but there was a buy recommendation on the stock with a $28 target price by Mitsu. That came out last night, and that is affecting the market now, up 64 cents, 15.14 on SOFI. Another analyst with another above $25 price target for SOFI. Another one. So this is having an effect, and people are going, hey, these guys know what they're doing. There's something happening here. Slow bleed continues, says DraftKings. People selling out slowly as to not spook the market. Austin is saying it would be funny if it didn't involve money, but analysts are coming out saying SOFI is a double, and the stock moves a couple of percentage points. It has to go to 16 before it can go to 17. It's got to go to 17 before it can go to 18. It's got to go to 18 before it can go to 19. Eventually, it'll get to 28 or more. And so, for some of you, you have time. Some of you are still waiting to be convinced. I get it. It's all cool. But there it is. 15.14 on SOFI. Looking at SOFI April 15s for $3 and 1750s at $2.25. Get the 15s. Get the 15s. You're in the money. Get those. That's where I'd be going. Thoughts on ATIP calls? 250s. Scoop them up. Scoop up the 250s. They're cheap. GameStop taking a shot. GameStop. Go GameStop. $200 a share. Up $1.12. Yay! Much better. We were as low as 193 this morning. Now at 200 a share. I like it. Matterport 1901 up 56. 23andMe unchanged. SmartRent up 39 cents to 13.14. Spire up 20 to 9.38. ATIP only down a penny. Sextera up 16 cents to 9.10 a share. IBM up 85 cents. The Dow up 43. Rocket Lab now down only 59 cents. Looks like it's recovering back to 15.19. Low of the day, 14.62. We have come back 38 plus 17, 45 cents a share, 55 cents a share. We got a nice move going here on Rocket Lab, a recovery right now, 1.3 million. Very good stuff. Okay. Pop 200, says Coyote. It's what we do. It jumped $4 in about 2 minutes. You know how a GameStop can do that. You know it can do that. We can also go down $4 in 2 minutes. But yeah, 200 a share right now. There you have it. CYXT moving around like a bouncy ball. Freethinker, ging to GameStop right now for some PC accessories. I'm going there right now, and a gift card later. Everybody, well done. They're doing all right. $199.96 right now. Let me get a pillow behind my back here. Give me a little more support. Yes, indeed, kids. Welcome to Calgary, Alberta. We are here. Jen is here. I'm here. How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Did you sleep okay? We're just about done here. We have begun to identify our next location. It's top secret, of course. We're not going to tell you, but we'll keep you posted. We're plotting right now our escape, our escape from our daughter's condo.
When you're used to a king size bed and you're in a double.
Yeah. We're used to a king size bed and we're sharing a double right now. We really love each other, we really do. But there are limits to the love.
2 adults and 2 body pillows. There's no room.
2 adults, 2 body pillows, twin bed, and the adults aren't as skinny as they used to be when they first got together in 1976. Do the math, people. Do the physics. It's time to get a king size bed. And we're about to make the move. So we'll keep you posted. We'll see what's going on. Let's see. Back to 199.80, says British shilling. I'll take that back. Silly thing didn't update. Hi, Jen from Sharon. Hello, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Good morning, AJ. See you later, AJ. Jay Smith. Bruce, I have 125 750 ATIP call options for February 2022. Should I leave them or should I convert them into February 5s? Or 250 for $2.50, or the 250s. Should I get the 5s or the 250s? What should I do on this move? There's a very good question. If you make the move into the 250s, you won't have 125 contracts anymore. You'll have fewer, obviously, but you'll be in the money, right? So there's that. Now, how do you play it, right? The stock's at 367.5 cents right now, and we're awaiting a new management leader to take over, the new CEO. We don't know who it is. We're waiting for the company to make that announcement. My personal gut feeling says that once we know who it is, and once that individual assumes control and puts in policies, staff, and I hope a promotion department for the stock called the, what do we call it? The public company. If you work in promoting the stock now, you work for the investor relations department. Yes. I don't know why I stumble on that. As soon as a new CEO sets up an investor relations department worthy of ATIP shareholders, this stock is a double, and it will be $7.50 a share. Now, this gentleman has 750 contracts. What to do? If you make the move into 250s, they're 250 in the money, they're 5 in the money, plus premium. You stay where you are, you're at the money or about to be in the money, and you're probably a lot further back where you were. what to do. So there's, you got to decide yourself. Now you've got the good news, time. You have time. You have February contracts. Very good. Very good. So you don't have to do anything at the moment. You don't have to. But there's the dilemma. See what I mean? They can't show you this on radio. See, this is the dilemma. See what I mean? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why they're asking. So yeah, I don't have the answer for you at the moment, but you do not have to make a move at the moment. But you're thinking in the right direction, but you don't have to make a move. You might not have to make a move either. Good morning, Jen from Larry. John Anderson, hello, Jen. Catch you later. Take care, Sharon. Thank you. Jay Smith, ouch, those are goners. One Dutch oven. I would right now, I wouldn't do anything on those contracts. I would do nothing. Just wait. When I was a senior in college, my girlfriend and I shared a single twin bed for 8 months before I graduated and moved out of that awful tiny one-room apartment left alone. I can never go back to that. Yeah. Jen doesn't sleep on top of me, and I don't sleep on top of Jen. So being side by side in a twin, it has its limits, and we're about there.
I'm becoming intimate with the wall.
The wall is becoming Jen's best friend, and that's really not where we want to be going. That doesn't make for a happy Jen for the rest of the day, and Bruce doesn't need an unhappy Jen. Okay, yes, there's a move coming. SoFi 15.25. Up 75 cents a share. GameStop 199.31 up 7 cents. Matterport 1907 up 62 cents. ME up 2. SmartRent up 11. Rocket Lab down at 15.06. That's where we are right now. Gayote, we bought a giant California King. Haven't looked back since. We got a giant California King in storage, and it wouldn't fit in here. No way.
Get a mattress protector for it because it's too deep.
We couldn't even get a mattress protector for it because it's too big.
So we just shrunk wrapped.
We shrunk wrapped it and shoved it into the storage unit. ATIP call 250 strike January 22 172 premium, says Mr. Seneca. That's a good buy. The 250 at one, that's a good buy. Mike, it happened. Anyone else not able to immediately access funds deposited to Fidelity? Anybody having a problem? DQ, make it happen. Yeah, that happened to me before. Fenville, make it happen. T+2 settlement. Chase, Uncle Bruce, I have Rocket Lab shares. If I write a January 20 put, do I indicate covered or uncovered on this right? Oh, okay. That one is a good question. I would try to make it a covered call. Try to make it a covered and see what your brokerage firm calls it. Your brokerage firm may or may not go with it, but give that a shot. Yes, give that a shot. Coyote's laughing. DQ, Mike, it happens. Sometimes I can trade right away. Sometimes I have to wait a day. DQ, Mike, you might be sitting on a cash account. If you were sitting on an option account, you probably have access to your funds right now, but you might be in a cash account, and that's why you're running into that issue. SoFi, 15.20, says Oscar. Yep, 15.24 right now. Rob, luckily, Bruce is out of the bed around 5 a.m., so she gets a couple hours of nicer sleep, and that is exactly what happens. Exactly.
Take his pillow off the bed.
Yeah, Uncle Bruce's pillow is off the bed on the floor, and she spreads out, baby. Yeah, I saw that video of you guys trying to store the California King yesterday. Yes, we were shoving that baby in there. John Van, I got a 50-cent call on GTE for October. Small steps. I'll do it alone. Knock yourself out, man. Make it happen. Make it happen. Never had it not immediately available for trading. Even on their transfer page, it says will be immediately available. Yeah, you may want to call them. They got a glitch. Nice Florida with a suntan on my back in a double rolled over into the popcorn wall and slid all the way down. Hurt like hell though. Oh, ouch. Transferring from SoFi, says Mike it happened. Larry, Mike it happened. TDA is doing that to me right now. TD Ameritrade. Gayote covered at Chase Rosca partner. I don't know what that means. Mike it happened. It's margin. Interesting. You better call it. Okay. N Omasite. Let me try this. It's been a while. 50 ATIP call contracts strike at $12.50, bought in May for about $1.50 a share, down 99%. Oops, I wonder what Bruce thinks of that. Well, not happy about it. Not thrilled about it. The stock went the wrong direction. No question about it. They blew it. They got the wrong management in place for a publicly traded company. They are rectifying it, but can they rectify it in time to help this gentleman here? I do not know. I'm not liking it one iota. Um, I still believe that the right management in place will bring the stock into that 750 neighborhood. That's our first step of recovery. But that ain't enough. We need more than that. And I am quite curious to know, what is this company going to do with the hundreds of millions of dollars of cash that they raised, that they've been sitting on? And are they going to acquire other companies and vend them into this company? Because that, I think, was the plan. I am certain they have access to hundreds of millions of dollars in capital through investment entities via bond sales, not stock sales, bond sales. And I'm curious, with the new CEO in place, the new investor relations department in place, get the stock to the 750 level, start announcing takeovers and acquisitions. Will that move the market to the $10, $12 level? Still not enough for this one, but would it be enough to salvage a lot of investors? Timing is what it's all about, and I can't answer that question right now. Wish I knew. Bruce, GTE is an Alberta company. Okay. Again, John, I don't know anything about it. I have no time to look it up. I'm sorry. DQ might it happen weird. I haven't had an issue since moving to margin. Robert, how did it go at the dentist? Well, I've got 3 appointments set up. Saturday coming up, next Wednesday coming up, and shortly after that. So there will probably be 5 appointments in the next 2 weeks. We got work to do. SoFi 1520 up, 1528 up 80 cents, 1533 up 83 right now on SoFi, and we're going to go significantly higher than that. GameStop $200.31. Matterport 1902, ME at 832 up 6. SmartRent 1290 up 15. Aspire 949 up 31 cents. Sexterra up 6 cents. ATIP at 367 a share. Here we are. Apple's pulling back. So, what's the best call for, say, January or March? January, March, I would be looking at buying in the money Apple contracts, way in the money, and then writing short-term covered calls against it as a poor man covered call strategy on Apple. So you get yourself 120 Apples, 110 Apple in the money contracts, good for next year, and then start writing 2 and 3 week timing contracts, call contracts against Apple, about $5 out of the money, $4 out of the money, and taking in the premium while you're holding these contracts. That's what I'd be doing if you can afford to do it. Let's see what's going on. Laughing a lot. That's no wonder why Noah Massey has been so salty here. Now we know. Nice is saying, you win some, you lose some. Coyote, when do those expire? January? Carlos, 50 at probably 125 a pop, probably. You must be new. The May losers are all gone. It's okay, though. Already made a gain to cover the 10 grand loss. Elsewhere, yeah, they expire in January. Says no Maxi. Nice. Went to the dentist. I've been broke forever. Glad they cleaned me up. Vendeville, the May loser is still here. I lost big on SoFi and ATIP, but like the other said, win some, lose some. At the end of the day, positive is all that matters. 15.25 on SoFi, up 75 cents. Rocket Lab still down 65 cents to 15.13. We're up $1.16 on GameStop. Matterport 18.98 up 53. ME up 8.34. And that's where we're at right now, kids, on this market. That's what's happening. The Dow and the S&P and the NASDAQ, we're up 71 on the Dow. We're up 10 on S&P, and we're up 2 on NASDAQ. They've all gone green at the moment. That is where we're at. Oil up 234 right now to 72.82. Where is it going to go? That is what we are wondering about at the moment. And a boot. Okay. Yes. I'm looking at the headlines here. Not seeing much to get all excited about here. But we will find out over time just where we're going. Let's take a look at Wall Street Journal. See what they're saying today. Anything new? Of course, Newsom remains governor of California with a decisive 60+% positive vote for him, throwing the Republicans into complete disarray over there. They thought they had a shot, and they had no chance. The recall bid fails. The high steel prices put squeeze on manufacturers, headline. And let's see. Facebook headline: Facebook tried to make its platform a healthier place. It got angrier instead. Yes. Robinhood is going on a college tour to recruit new customers. Interesting. Let's see. Uranium heats up and hedge funds score. I'm not a fan of that story. I'm not a fan of uranium as a whole. Let's see.
Has any other financial institution ever done that?
What?
Gone on a college tour?
I don't know. I have to commend them over at Robinhood. They know who their customers are.
Absolutely.
They know where their customers are coming from going forward. These graduates. Not all college graduates are poor very long after graduation.
No.
I mean, they might be carrying student debt, but they get decent paying jobs.
Robinhood.
That's the thing. You don't need $100,000 to invest with Robinhood.
Yeah.
You need a couple of grand and you're up and running. And if you can build a lifelong relationship with college graduates,
Right.
that's the strategy at Robinhood. Long term, I think that's a smart move. I have to.
Works for the Red Cross.
There you
Got
go.
them given blood early, and they give blood for the rest of their lives.
There you go. You see? There you go. All right. Okay. Anyway, there you go. Let's go. Another shot for GameStop. Let's go. 201.53 up 229 on GameStop. Cheddar Sachs is saying holding or buy far out call options. Can't lose money on SoFi unless you sell or bought contracts with short expiries. Ryan says it's only a loss when you sell. British Shilling. I'm down on SoFi at the moment, Cheddar. I have to pay alien and admin fees. Fenville, Cheddar Stacks, back then when it was 20-ish, many of us here bought the January 22, 22 halves. Those are down 99% as of right now. SoFi, 15.23. We need a $5 shot, and we want it now. Cheddar, laugh a lot. Okay, maybe margin fees, whatever. Sorry, I didn't use margin. Robert, sounds like you need to be brave man for a few days. No, Max. SoFi is a hard hold, but I'm still saying it can take a while. With the student loan moratoriums, profits may kick in late next year. Hold for 2 to 3 years at least. Martin Newsom is a joke. Yeah, he's a joke that just got 60+% of the popular vote. That joke ain't going nowhere. So think what you want, but he ain't going nowhere. Carlos, so this Rocket Lab long put strategy everyone is looking at. Why January? Why not go further out for even more premium, even out to 2023? If it's a high certainty to go over 20 again, that is. Well, everyone has their reasons, but I like the idea of January because it's a longer term contract, but it's not too long. It's a premium. $9 roughly was a $9 premium, or a $9 income on a contract that's what is it now? It's 4 something in the money, but a lot of premium on it. I like that. That's what attracted my interest to it. But yeah, I mean, you could write a longer term if you wanted to, but I thought it was a pretty good return. A Cheddar, a 22.50 strike, rough. I only bought Ched 15s and 17s, January's. Alrighty, Forrest Trump, biggest joke here. British, I don't find SoFi hard to hold at all. I think it's dead easy. Buy and look away. Just sit there. Yeah, so down, but not at a loss yet. Jake, to answer Jen's question, banks used to fool students into signing up for tons of credit cards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, remember that?
Our daughter,
yeah. They came to the UFC, University of Calgary. They came there with, you want a student credit card? We'll give you a student credit card.
An account in there. You need a credit card. And she said, I don't have a job. I'm a student. Oh, no, that's fine.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
You're a master's student. You're taking the master program. They knew.
And you need to build up your credit.
You got to build up your credit rating. So why don't you get a credit card right now? And she did. And she started racking it up. But she made money. She was waitressing right out of school, even during the summer. And she was making a couple of $100 a day doing that. And
But
her credit card
still,
bills. She was rolling her credit over rather nicely. They kept increasing the limit on her, and she would just go, "No, I don't think so. I think I'm quite happy where I'm at." But
like, are you sure?
we remember about a year ago, she gleefully phoned us and said, "Big day today, big day. I just paid off all my credit card debt. I owe nothing to these people. I have this huge credit limit, and I owe them nothing." So she got with the program pretty quickly, and now she's really feeling pretty good about herself, and we're very proud of her. Very proud of her. 15.19 on SoFi, up 69 cents. GameStop at $200.70, up 146. Matterport 18.99, up 54. ME up 4 cents. Smart Rent up 18 cents to 12.92. Rocket Lab still 15.15, down 53 cents. Looks like 63 cents. Spire up 31 cents at 9.49. Smart Rent 12.92, up 18. ATIP down 4.5. Sextera up 9 cents. AMC down $1.50, coming back. AMC got as low as 43.77. That was down $3.50 or so. Now at 45.79, down $1.50. So AMC's getting a bit of a rebound bounce right now. Bit of a rebound. Robinhood up 36 cents. Vanek Vectors down 169. Home Depot down 192. IBM up 77. The Dow up 16 points. Microsoft holding a 323 gain at 303 a share on news of their $60 billion stock buyback program and an 11% boost in their dividend. Apple down $1.35 to 146.76. The perfect time to pick up in the money calls at, say, 100 or 110 if you can afford them, and write short-term call options against them as a poor man covered call strategy with Apple. Totally up to you if you can handle it. Tesla down 257. Bed Bath & Beyond down 2 cents, coming all the way back. BlackBerry down 1 penny. Royal Caribbean down 57 cents to 81.85. Goldman Sachs down $7 a share, 396. They are buying a Fintech company today for $2 billion. I would go long on that company. Goldman Sachs, I like the deal. That's where we're at right here. 15.16 on SoFi, 18.87 on Matterport right now. Okay, there it is. What else is going on? Oh, my alarm for work just turned off, and I've just been listening. Been here listening to and staring at my stock, says Jordan Brown. Here you go. Jake says Citi used to give out free T-shirts if you signed up for a credit card with a 25% per annual interest rate. Yeah, here's a T-shirt.
That's easy.
Thanks for paying 25% interest on the money. Here's a T-shirt. SAP. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Martin, the fact that it even got a recall should tell you how terrible of a job he's doing. Martin is not happy with the governor of California that just got reelected. Get over it, Martin. Yeah, you must. Get over it, buddy. You get over it and move on. Wall Street Journal. Supply chain strains hit prices. Inventories of artificial Christmas trees. Isn't that something, Bill? Amazing. Fenville, Cheddar Stacks, lucky you, as you bought when it tanked. It was 20-ish level for a few weeks. Cheddar, no, I bought long ago, says Cheddar Stacks. This is about SoFi when it was higher. Should not have been buying 2250 calls when it just ran. I bought my 15 calls before it went to 22, and I didn't sell it at the top. I'm still holding. AB, I should just take the classes. I don't feel comfy doing more complex options yet, but if I wanted to throw about 500 on an Apple call option, is 155 or 160 January okay? January's good, but April's even better for Apple. Go out. Fenville, Carlos M, Jan 22 would give you just enough time to buy back when needed. You don't really want to tie up your capital until 2023. Cheddar, I mean, that's hindsight. I definitely should have took profits, but I definitely was not buying options when it just ran up. SoFi leaps are something to consider. Cheddar, I think you still got a shot with 2250s, though. California Dems ain't that smart. Yeah, but they got numbers. They got the numbers. Fenville, Cheddar Stack, sure, those 2250 strikes were up at the beginning. In hindsight, we could have had profited, but that was a gamble that I took. SoFi, 1516. Rob, Jake F. used to laugh about. They still do. Used to work for a credit card company whose lending motto was, "If they're alive, give them five. Give them $5,000 if they've got a pulse. Got a pulse? Here's a $5,000 credit limit, 25% interest rate, 1,250 a year in interest. Thank you very much. $100 a month if you're alive." Cheddar, I watch the stock all day, every day. It's clearly being manipulated, and big money constantly loads up under $15 a share. The Credit Savage. Okay, hear me out, Uncle Bruce. I wrote some April 22, 17 and a half puts and asked for 9. The average is 855. Either one is over a 50% premium. This is awesome. Amazing stuff. 1750 puts for 9. Yeah, that means you're paying what is it, 850 a share? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's all right. Interesting. Okay, AB, I signed up for a student credit card for a free Subway sandwich, but I got declined for the card. I kind of won, though. The sandwich was me. You know what? At lunchtime every day, sign up for another one. Every day, get a free Subway sandwich. Every day. You know, me. What the hey? Bill, Bruce, Wall Street Journal, artificial Christmas tree shortage coming. Oh, gosh. Wow, I've always wanted a free T-shirt, says Coyote. Martin, deep in his feelings today. Rob, good luck getting Apple options with only $500. That's true. Martin, I'm happy as a clam. Deep value investing. GameStop from 192 to 203. Bears are clowns. 20204 right now, up 280 on GameStop. Go GameStop. 1520 on SoFi, up 70. Matterport 1890 up 45 cents. ME up a nickel at 830. Smart Rent 1297 up 22. Spire up 31 cents to 949. And we're at 902 in Sextera. Go. Rocket Lab is coming back up. It's still down, but only down 37 cents. 1541 coming back. David, 500 Apple is doable, but you'll probably be pretty well out of the money for a while. Coyote 202 on GameStop. Yeah, there you go. Rob, David, not sure, but you don't want those. You want to buy Apple contracts into April, May, June next year, and you might have to pay. You might have to buy 165s or 70s to get $500 contracts. That's expensive, and that's way out of the money. But you know, with Apple, you cannot play $100 or $200, $300 transactions. You just can't. You got to put up some money, unfortunately. That's the way it is. It is the world's most valuable corporation on the planet here. 2.6 trillion value, a ballpark or so. And so you can't play with a couple $100, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. All right. Well, we got 40 minutes to go in their show. It is 8:51 my time, 10:51 Eastern. Thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate those of you who are here today. We have on this show, we have got 340 thumbs ups. Thank you for the 340 thumbs ups. Appreciate that. Yeah. I'm seeing some comments that are not making it through the filters at YouTube, talking about filling out different names for free Subway sandwiches, and a few other comments about the election that are not making it through right now. There are filters out there, kids. What can I say? 165 March 22 is under $500, says Dave. So you can buy a contract like that, but it is a gamble. You are right. You're hoping it goes over 170 by March. Sure, it could, but boy, I don't know. Pate Austin bought Goldman Sachs 9 $540 calls for January 22 at 89 cents. So you're buying. Let me see what this looks like here. Where are we here on this thing? The stock is $396.88. And he's buying $540 call contracts for January at 89 cents a piece. Got it. That's a gamble. No doubt about that. I didn't say I'd buy it. It was doable. That's right, Dave. It's all good, Dave. It's all good. You're good with me, but you're all good with me. Mike, it happened. If my shares are held in margin, does the call I write have to be margin as well? It'll all be connected, I think. It'll all be interconnected through the brokerage firm, I'm suspecting here. I found a way to launder money through PayPal to pay student loans, but I want to do it out of but I won't do it out of fear of FBI wrecking my head in the end. Yeah, don't be breaking the law here. Not purchased with margin, just listed as marginable shares. Yeah, I'm not sure how to. I can't interpret that, Michael, because again, I don't know the rules of your thing. Dave, and really, you're hoping Apple spikes sooner than March, not holding it. Of course, you're right, Dave. But that is a gamble, isn't it? Garrett Savage, as a California Socialist Democrat, let me tell you, we're quite smart. So smart that we feed most Republican states with our taxes. And we believe in science. There you go. There you go. Damn it, Jim. I'm happy to say that none of my comments have ever been kicked out by the YouTube filter because even though I'm weird as hell, I'm somewhat stable. There you go. Damn it, Jim. Mike, it happened. Yes, as
You can't filter out weird.
You can't filter out weird. Rob, Dave, Roland, of course. But yeah, it's a gamble. I feel like just throwing 500 into Rocket Lab or SoFi would be better off than throwing it at Apple way out of the money. That this all makes sense. I mean, all of you guys are making sense in every way you're covering yourselves here. By the way, what else is making sense right now? Rocket Lab is coming back. It's only down 20 cents now. 15.58. It was as low as 14.62. We're almost back $1 on the low of the day on 1.7 million. That's all that's trading on Rocket Lab. Just 1.7 million, but it's back to 15.59. Down only 19 centinos. 15.61, down 17 cents. Coming back on the Rocket Lab. Woohoo! SoFi, 15.14, up 64 cents. GameStop, 201.85, up 261. Matterport at 19.02, up 57. ME down 4 cents. SmartRent up 23. Spire up 39 cents. Cyxtera up 8. IBM up $1.05. Woo! Okay, the Dow is up 32 points. That's what we got right now on this market. What can I say? AB, Mr. Credit Savage, limousine liberal being all smug with his adherence to logic and believing in our democratic institutions. Laugh out loud. I guess this is old school. Pete, when you discard the left, right, Republican, Democrat labels, you find most people want the same thing. I agree. That I have to agree with. Same in Canada. ATIP almost positive. Go ATIP. Pete, the labels keep the population divided and conquered. Exactly. Pete, totally agree.
This is how we get those things we want.
That's right, Pete. Oh, I know. Is it owls? Associates. It's owls, isn't it? It's owls. I don't know what that means. 15.16 on SoFi. 202.01 on GameStop. Matterport 18.95. ATIP, how's it doing? It's down a half a penny. ATIP only down a half a penny. We're up right now 41 on the Dow. We're up 6.9 on S&P. We're down 12 points on NASDAQ. Okay. Alaska joins Idaho. Headline: in rationing healthcare as hospitals are packed with COVID patients, and the World Health Organization says Africa is being left behind in the vaccine push. Those are some of the latest headlines coming through right now on very unfortunate news. Not good stuff. What can I say? It is what it is. Matterport is 19.02 again, up over 19 yet again. SoFi 15.15 and Rocket Lab backing off a little bit. It's at 15.50. Down 28. Come on, Rocket Lab. Let's go green today and really go green. I'd like to see that. Let's see here. Pete, Rob, Pete, they want ME to snap out of it and get a better investor relations team. I'd like that too. Cam, not sure, but it seems SPAC stocks drop early in trading, then rebound late morning. I've added a lot of stocks in the morning. Very interesting. Pete's laughing. Davey, so smart that they let people openly poop in the streets. California, you're free to do what you want. It's America. Freedom. Go to London. Oh boy, is there stuff in the streets. AB, I once as a kid asked my uncle why we have political parties. How would I know what they believe in without a party? Oh, laugh out loud. Okay. Oscar,
everybody loves a party.
Everybody loves it. We all love a party. Uncle Bruce, I got a 100. I got a. What is this? I got 100 call options at $7 strike, expiry 17 September. Stock is down now to 574 now with only 500 premium. A rollover will be a good idea. So I'm not even sure what stock you're talking about. 574. What is that? It's a September 17 expiry, which is day after tomorrow. You have a $7 thing. You're out of the money, and you try to roll over whatever you're going to get. You get. I mean, you've got very little rollover width. I will have to admit that. So. Yeah, that's not good. I need Rocket Lab to wait for me to get to my 100 shares. Laugh out loud, said Odin's Pumpkin. That's right. Yep. Damn it, Jim. I have worked in the emergency room on and off for years, off and on. You would be surprised how many people use it for non-emergency problems. Some because even with Obamacare, they can't find a doctor. It's sad. That, I understand that. In BC, British Columbia, where we just came from, even in good old Canada, where healthcare is a given thing, doctors are individuals are very hard to come by. There were people in Creston who would just go to the emergency ward in our local hospital for mundane treatment because they can't find a doctor available, and so they would go to the doctors on duty at the hospital for basic care, and this would cost the country a fortune because the doctors and hospitals. It's not a good use of resources, but yes, this is happening in the States, of course. Damn it, Jim, with COVID is really hard to manage. People fill the ER, and there isn't much room. However, our COVID beds are full in the hospital, and that's tough. Yeah.
Yesterday, my girlfriend's daughter told her, "Don't have a heart attack now, Mom, because there's no room at the inn."
Yeah, don't have a heart attack now. There's no room at the hospital.
The hospitals are full.
Yeah, they're full of COVID patients. Don't have a heart attack right now.
Yeah.
Don't need cancer treatment. Don't need a hip operation. Don't need a new knee. The hospitals are full with COVID patients. There's no room for anything else. My cousin needs a hip operation. He's been delayed now 3 times in the last year. Yeah. He's now looking at 2024 or 2025, maybe. That's how long the waiting list is in Alberta now. It is bad news. Does ATIP have a therapy? Has a therapy for huge pain and my you-know-what their price has created? Do they have a therapy for that? That's a political. That's a statement, Dave. That's cool. Nice. Wow, what a clock. We don't have that in America. Big Ben laughing out loud. I don't know what's going on here. Rob is laughing with Dave. Which tells you that no president has got the healthcare situation right, really? Yeah, Reagan couldn't do it. Bush Sr. couldn't do it. Clinton couldn't do it. Bush Jr. couldn't do it. Obama couldn't get it all done. There's always opposition. Always, 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 always. Here we are. Welcome to the new world. It's unbelievable. Silica, you poop in the streets of London and you will be in jail in a heartbeat. They track you on CCTV. Well, we were there in 99 and they were pooping then. I guess they've cleaned it up since then, I suppose. AB, I once worked in a factory that had a mandatory health insurance plan. And none of the available doctors were in the network. So you basically had to wait for their patients to die or move before you could go and see them. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Scott, I think the difference is in Canada, there's a doctor shortage. In the U.S., there's a dollar shortage. Yeah, I suspect that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. Yes, indeed. Lobbyists moan, make it happen. Connor, just got back from Jamaica. Had a blast. See you. I was riding the couch now, Mr. Nomad. Yeah, we're in our daughter's our condo here. We're not going to be here much longer, but we've crashed here for the moment in Calgary, Alberta. We're down 55 cents on Rocket Lab, backing off a bit. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a recovery, but not enough. SOFI 15.18 up 68 cents. GameStop 201.45 up 221. Matterport 18.99 up 54 cents. 23andMe down 2 cents. SmartRent up 23 cents to $12.98. Spire 9.57 up 39 cents. ATIP has gone positive, up a penny and a half to 372.2 cents a share. Sexterra holding a gain of 7 cents at 9.01. AMC down a buck and a half. Robinhood up 97 cents. Vector Vanik is down 153. Home Depot down $1.10. IBM up $1.06. The Dow up 64 points. Microsoft up 364 at 303.43. Apple down 92 cents. Tesla down 54 cents. Bed Bath and Beyond up 24 cents. BlackBerry up 2. They've gone positive. Royal Caribbean down 54 at 81.88. Goldman down 621 to 397 a share. That's what we're following here right now. That's where we are at. Why would any president or politician care about fixing healthcare when their own healthcare is guaranteed for life? Well, theoretically, presidents get elected for the government governing of America and all Americans. At least that's what we've been told in school. But when you become president, you realize every decision you make, every one of them, you do not have 100% approval. You will always have upset people no matter what decision you make. On any decision you have to make, there will be those who like it and those who don't. And now you have to decide, how are you going to handle it? There you go. Healthcare. I don't know if there's a country in the world with complete, total, perfect healthcare. I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is. I really don't know. The Credit Savage, I find it fascinating that the states rationing medical care are Republican. Those clowns are hilarious. Republicans just can't lead. It's obvious. We need a single payer, no politics. Well, there's those who think otherwise. Where I live, if you have private insurance like Anthem, UMC, etc., you can find a doctor real quick. Seems like it should not matter. My hospital is not completely full, but design beds for COVID are full. AB, Republicans lead off a cliff. Democrats are scared off offending the opposition. They're trying to court. It's tiresome. Mike, it happened for the rich by the rich. If you want change for the average person, you put average people in positions of power. Devil King, probably not. I'd say no system is perfect, just better than others. That could be. Cloaked, I'd live in a blue state like California. I have lived in a blue state like California for 42 years. I can tell you that the state is riddled with debt, filled with corruption, and does nothing to help its citizens, no matter why people are leaving in droves. Swiss is the best. And with my insurance, CDS pays me a check to go there. It's weird. It is weird. Yeah. What can we say? Went to the dentist yesterday, and they said, "Do you have insurance?" No. How are you going to be paying? Cash.
I have a debit card.
They're looking at me like, really? You're just going to pay it? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to pay it. I don't have insurance. I'm here to pay cash. So how much is this? Yesterday, I had my x-rays, and I had my consultation with my dentist for about 30 minutes. And he opened up my Yap and looked in there and figured out a few things and said, oh, we got to do this and we got to do that. We got to do that. And he says, what's your timing like? I said, ASAP. I have some discomfort on one side now, and I want to get some repairs done here. It's been a while. Well, we'll get you in on Saturday. I said, yeah, let's start. I'm paying cash. Let's start Saturday. Yes. Saturday and next Wednesday and the week after that. Let's get on with it, because I am only here for a few more weeks and I'm out of here. So you got to get me fixed now with cash. You can't get me in here for the next 3 months. You got to get me in the next few weeks. Otherwise, you don't get the cash. All of a sudden, there's openings. How about that? I'm ready.
They told you were blaming the wrong tooth.
That's true. I thought I had a problem here. No, I have a problem. I have a problem here, actually. But this has happened before. I have had. I used to have problems here, but the problem wasn't here. It was back here. It's all connected, and he fixed this, and this went away. Oh, so yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. We're getting it started. It's gonna cost. It's gonna cost us, but what are you gonna do? It is what it is. Bagels are through those molars. They're tough on those molars. That's what's happening. Bagels are tough on molars. Speaking of a bagel, we do have one on the counter.
You do. I've been waiting.
And I'm kind of waiting for a bagel, but Jen hasn't come by offering me a bagel. She's just
sitting right here. Do I need to come stand by the computer? Put on a little apron, maybe.
It's very uncomfortable here all of a sudden. It's gotten really uncomfortable. I kind of hear a whip going, whoosh, whoosh,
What would you like on your bagel, honey?
whoosh, whoosh. Hi, honey. I'd love a bagel. What are my choices today? That's the question. We have eggs.
We have eggs.
We have ketchup.
We have
We
ketchup.
brought ketchup home last night. You know what we had for dinner last night? Here in good old Calgary, Alberta, we did something we haven't done in a long, long time. This used to be an occasional treat, and last night we took advantage of
on a
the.
regular basis, it will kill you.
Yeah, you can't do this every night, but we caved last night, and we went to a local institution in this town. That those of you who are from Calgary or have ever been through here, you know of this place. It's called Pete's Burgers. One location in Calgary. I don't know if they have two, but they used to have
one
only.
in Calgary. They used to have one in Redview.
Yeah, I don't know if they still have.
That's still there.
They have had one location in Calgary since 1962. It's a drive-in restaurant. It's a drive-through restaurant. You come down the one driveway and then come around behind the store, behind the building, and it peels off into two lanes, one on one side, one on the other. And you place your order from your car. They hand you your bags.
Cash.
Off you go. They started taking debit cards about 10 years ago. Up until 10 years ago, cash only. Today, cash or debit only. No credit cards. You pay cash or debit only. And we went to Pete's and had a little treat there. Jen had a single cheeseburger, and I had a double cheeseburger, no onions. They dipped the
Which
burger.
Means I had 2 patties and you had 3.
Well, they usually give you like 1.5 and 2.5. Anyway, they dip the burger patties. They broil them, and then they put the burger patties in a barbecue kind of a sauce, and then they put them on your bun. And they melt the cheese on there, and oh, it's delicious. It's too delicious. And then we had an order of onion rings. And Pete's Burgers, the onion rings are very thin, skinny onion rings. Not those big, thick kind. We're talking like really thin, big round, like they have big round ones, and they have the little tiny ones, but they're very thin onion rings. I love those. They get crispier faster. I like them crispy. Very nicely fried. I don't like those bread kind of thick onion rings that are raw in the middle. And no, not into that. I like my onion rings.
Does it look like donuts?
I want them cooked out. Yeah, I don't like donuts, and I don't like my onion rings looking like bagels. I want my onion rings looking like strings, round string. Anyway, we ordered the onion rings, one order of those, a single cheeseburger, and a double cheese, no onions, and a combo milkshake, chocolate banana combo milkshake with real milk and ice cream and banana and the chocolate sauce. The milkshake, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about, to buy the milkshake on its own, tax included, $5.75 is the cost of the milkshake in Canada, here in Calgary. $5.75 for the milkshake. The burgers and the onion rings and the milkshake. What did we pay for that? It was over $20.
It's $20, yeah.
It's $20-something, $21-something.
But we have food price shock to those visitors.
Yeah, those of you come up to Canada, you'd be surprised how expensive the food is here in Canadian money. But I'll tell you right now, worth every penny at Pete's. Oh yeah, Pete's Burgers. So that was dinner last night. That was our dinner, and it was delicious, just phenomenal. And it's all gone. There were no leftovers. So we finished that. We polished that off. Pretty darn nice. But okay, so we got eggs, and do we have any cheese?
I'm not sure.
We're gonna check. Maybe I can get a scrambled egg and cheese on a bagel today, dipping in some ketchup. Cross our fingers. Hopefully that happens. Thank you, everybody. Got to cut out of all that cola and grape jelly jam, Bruce. Killing those teeth with sugar. That's what you're doing. Well, the cola is caffeine-free Diet Coke, so I'm aspartaming my teeth into submission. But yes, it is what it is. But I tell you, they're all kind of mine. Although there's some crowns here and stuff, but I'm gonna be 66 this
They're
year.
all mine.
What do you want for nothing? I don't have dentures. I got my own racks of teeth, but I gotta pay. I gotta pay. It's weird. There's a separate insurance for the parts closet to the brain. Robert, Denmark has free healthcare now. There's talk about free dental care. Good idea. What did I miss before coming here? Are people leaving somewhere in droves? I don't know. My best dental insurance was my ex-wife, who's a dentist. Oh, you lucky dog. AB, California. Yep, they are leaving California. And Illinois. Let's see. Thank you, everybody, for being here today and hanging out with me. Jennifer and I, thank you. Where are we at right now? Rocket Lab still down 51 cents at 15.27. We got SoFi at 15.24, up 74 cents. GameStop holding a 38-cent gain at 199.62. Matterport up 62 cents to 19.07. 23andMe up 3 cents to 8.24. Smart Rent up 11 to 12.86. Spire up 39 to 9.57. ATIP up 1.5 pennies. Sextera up 9 cents. IBM up 84 cents. The Dow up 75 points. That's where we're at right now. Yep, did 2 days, 8 total hours at my dentist. Wasn't playing. Oh my gosh. Rob, ex-wife, did you get all your teeth fixed and then you bounced out of there? The net in and out isn't as drastic as the right wingers want you to believe. Jen, bagel him, please. I need to make money, says, damn it, Jim. Give him a bagel. Let's see. Oh boy, she's being nice. You're in trouble now, Bruce. She's being nice. Yeah, you're in trouble. Globe, come on, SoFi. I need a $2 run today, please. Hurry up with that bagel. Smoked dog. Rob, it might seem that way since I'm married to an NP BOW. I don't know what this means. She's going to hit you. You're going to get hit, Bruce. NP. It's really funny. Californians and New Yorkers are like the least patriotic about their states, despite being more powerful than the rest of the country combined. Rob, nurse practitioner. NP, nurse practitioner. Damn it, Jim, when the camera goes off, so does Jen's gloves, and thus Bruce hurts his teeth. That's it. I get whacked in the mouth all the time. Nurse practitioner, Pete, Army Unite. Socius, AB cloaked. Okay, I guess it hasn't made international news yet. Can't see anything about it. We'll probably be covered later, I guess. The world will be ours. Bruce, do you still like HD, or would you wait until China blows up? HD. Do I still like Home Depot? Oh, I see. Yeah, I still like Home Depot. Big backlog of business, huge need for product. They will overcome. They will stay on top of it. They will import from elsewhere if they need to. DraftKings, we love Jen. Smoked dog. Teeth are good, by the way. BOW. I'm over 40, so it's my body that'll be falling apart. Laughing out loud. Rob, smart choice. Maybe when you're much older, you and marry a mortician. DraftKings. Are y'all going to Bargoon Saloon on Thursday night for football? What's going to happen there? We don't use cash in Norway. You can, but it's rare. But like on buses, you can't pay cash. Interesting. I'll have to marry a nursing home director someday. Fumbler, Pete's drive-through. Oh, it's been so long. Used to drive down from Edmonton just to go to Peter's. Pete's driving right on the Trans-Canada Highway and Edmonton Trail. Yep, there would be buses coming through town. People would go skiing to the mountains from the prairie. They'd get on the bus. There, 50 of them would get on the bus. It would stop at Pete's Drive-In. They'd all get out of the bus, line up at the front of the place, and order food to take on the bus and eat on the bus, heading for the mountains. Then leaving the mountains, going back to Saskatchewan. They'd stop at Pete's on the way back, and they'd all get piling out of the bus, still wearing their ski boots, ski outfits, and they'd pop in there to Pete's, get their bag of burgers and fries and onion rings and shakes, and get on the bus and chomp all the way out of town. Absolutely, Pete's. Oh, yeah. Matterport 2-day pattern has some nice ascending triangle action. We're 1926, up 81 cents on Matterport. We're at 15.25, up 75 cents on SoFi. Is that cheap or expensive for you? $21 is kind of the price you pay. I remember there was a time in the 80s, it used to cost about $10 It would be $9 to $10 each or total for us to get our burger and a fry or an onion ring and one shake we would share. It would be about $10. And then when we had Jen Jr. with us, $12 to $15 used to be the price. Now for just the two of us, $21 for two burgers, an order of onion rings, and one milkshake to share. $21. Same in Sweden, says Socius. Keith, I hate it. I want to be able to purchase some things anonymously, but can't use cash anymore. It's now all electronic. Can't use cash. They can track you now because I have seen €12 milkshakes in the Netherlands on menus. €12 milkshake. That's American money. That's almost 15 American for a milkshake. Rob, that's nuts. It is. That's like 20 Canadian. That's right. Deep value. Let's go. Full vegan, Bruce. Keith, I agree. What to have? My option. I only had cash to pay on the bus, but I was not allowed to take it, so I had to tour for free. I had the tour for nothing. Davy, Denmark, also some of the highest income tax in the world. I think buying a car is like 110%. Ferrigan, love my new dentist. Old dentist lost his license. Oh, no. You could try using the ice skate, an ice skate instead of going to the dentist, like with Tom Hanks, get a rock and get the girl skate. And 1, 2, 3, and then pass out for a while. Put 5 different cheeses on that bagel. Carlos, a Market Watch spreading short squeeze FUD with their news alerts. Poor Bruce, associates, trying to keep up the chat when people are talking to one another and only seeing one side of the conversation. It used to be a lot easier. It's not that easy anymore. It used to be that easier. Davey, yes, you think they have a bit higher than us on cars too. We have around 30 to 36% income tax. I've heard that they are working on regrowing teeth. That would be nice. I've got 2 I need to replace. Carlos, Jen Jr.'s oven is extra beepy today. Larkin, there is a place that does $8 milkshakes here, and they are worth every penny, they say. Yes, $5.75 Canadian for a chocolate banana combo milkshake. They have about 40 different ingredients that you can have in your milkshake. And you can do a 2 combo or a 3 combo flavors in every case. Thousands of combinations of milkshakes available here in at the Pete's Burger. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Jan. Look at that. We got the bagel, the ketchup.
The egg to fit the bagel.
We got the egg. We got the cheese. Oh, my. Let's give this a try. Let's see if we can get the market to go up with Bruce having his ketchup dipped bagel here. SoFi 15.27, Rocket Lab 15.24, GameStop 199.41, Matterport 19.27. Go stocks go. Oh yeah.
It's a little crunchier, the bagel.
Looks like the cheese is a marble cheese.
Yes, it is. Marble cheddar.
Marble cheddar. Lovely. Lovely. I still remember in Pulp Fiction, the $5 shake was expensive. Carlos, my milkshake brings all the Bruces to the yard. Is he just now getting his bagel, says Anti-PC? Now? This late in the show?
Right? You didn't ask.
I'll tell you, folks. I'm sitting here starving to death, and Jen's just sitting over there enjoying life.
That's right.
It's my fault. Scott, what do you think of Fast Eddie's, Uncle Bruce? I've heard of good things. No idea. Bruce, if you had $500 to spend, what would you do? How, where, what would you do with that? I haven't got time to think. I'm too busy working. Rob, Devil King, I feel like I heard about the growing of new teeth technology at least 2 to 3 years ago for the last few years. Let's see. Yeah, it's 9:30 for him right now. That's true. It is 9:30 in the morning. 9:22 right now. Having a bagel. Very good. Very good. Very good. Auntie saying, that's nice. That's nice. 15:30 on SoFi. up 80 cents. Go so fine. Matterport, 1938, up 93, shooting up higher again. Just touched 1942, high of the day, 1.3 million volume on Matterport. 1941, going up. We're going up on Matterport. Woohoo! Go, go, go. Here it is. Keith has seen it. Ketil, he's seen it. He's seen it. Mm. Mm. Something to hear about quite often. It would be amazing to be able to regrow our teeth instead of being able to get those false ones drilled into our jaws. Nah, I don't want SoFi to go higher. Psst, go higher. Go higher. 15.25 on SoFi, up 75 cents. 1942 on Matterport, up 92, 95 cents here. We're looking good. Looking stronger. Trying to finish a bagel here and watching the market go higher. Yeah, baby. Dow's up 103 again. Looking better. Thank you, Jed. This is great.
Good.
We have to go to Costco today. We have to find a way. We are in need of Costco bagels.
Yes.
Badly.
It's been 2 days.
Gotta go. Gotta go. We're gonna solidify our accommodations now for the next couple of weeks, and that will include a couple of things, including a Costco run. Mm-hmm. Matterport, 1939, up 94. Go market, go. AB wants to know, rather than going for an Apple call option for January out of the money, might the 5th of April 2022 $10 ME call be a better buy? Well, percentage-wise, it could depend, right? If you feel ME can go to 15 between now and next April, you'll do really well. But you can't compare the two companies. You can't do it. I've never been to Costco. I might have to go and see the prices they do. Devil King is saying, damn it, Jim, got to run. See you later, everybody. You take care, damn it, Jim. Larkin, Uncle Bruce, any thoughts on which Royal Caribbean puts look tasty? None. I'm not looking at the option chain, but I'm always recommending going well out into 2022. Put contracts. You're going to pay a higher price, but in the end, it'll be worth it. Peace, says nice. Would you buy 80s on Royal Caribbean or lower? I would buy the closest to the money put you can afford. That's the way I would go about it. So if the shares drop to 65, you already want to be a big winner. If they go to 50, you are scoring nicely. I don't want you to have a $10 move just to make a couple of bucks. I don't want that kind of a scenario. I hope that helps. I hope that helps you. SOFI 1528 and Matterport 1933 right now. We're almost done the show. It's unbelievable. It's almost 3 hours. I just barely got my bagel. It's delicious. NTPC level. Look how long I had to wait for Rocket Lab. Patience, my friend. Patience. Yeah, up 77 on SoFi. We're up 83 on Matterport right now. The Dow is up 124, approaching the high of the day now. Yeah, with me going to the dentist on Saturday, there'll be no private consultations this weekend. Oh, no. There will be a guy with a swollen jaw trying to recover it, get ready for Monday's show. Fantastic. The bagel's so good. So good. Spire holding at 950. Yeah, not much to get excited about at this point. The Dow at this, as we're closing out this show here, the Dow is up 112, S&P up 13, Nasdaq down 4, oil up 218, and not a lot to really jump up and down about this morning. We've had a few moves, which is great to see. Really happy with how SoFi is doing today, getting a buy recommendation and a target price by Mitsu for $28 a share. It's up 76 cents right now to 15.26. GameStop holding a gain here, 41 cents to 199.65. Matterport 19.26, up 81 cents. It just seems to be improving and improving and improving bit by bit by bit. 1.5 million shares traded on Matterport today. High already of 19.44 today. Approaching that $20 level. Slowly but surely, it is coming along. We're happy about that. Smart Rand about to hit $13, $12.91, trying to get back to 13. Spire, $9.50. We'll have to see that back over 10. ATIP up a penny, and Sextera up 9 cents to 9.02. That's where we're at, kids. That's the dealio here. As we're finishing this morning's show, thank you, all of you, for being here today, hanging out with me. Appreciate it. I'm going to be back on the air this afternoon at 3 o'clock, 1 hour before the close. Tell your friends, have them join us. We got 372 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. 374 now. Thank you for the 374 thumbs ups. Approaching 400 here on today's show. That's awful kind of you. I'm going to throw up some neat emojis to celebrate this. Here we go. Neat. See if we can get 400 thumbs ups with some neat emojis going out the door here. Here we go. Here they come. The neat emojis. 375 thumbs ups now. Here we go. If you can spare a thumbs ups, hit us up right now as we throw the neat emojis out there for our Monty Python fans around the world. Neat. Can't beat it. 382 thumbs up, so we only need 18 more. Zach, thanks, Zach. I see you helping me out there. Well done, Zach. Giving those neat emojis a go. There we go. They're coming out. They're going across the board right now, dominating the chat. Neat. We are the Knights of Neat. We demand a shrubbery. 387 thumbs ups are already showing up here. Smoked Dog has got him. Jordan's Brown has got him. Shaky Frywad has got him. Cool Hand Lee throwing thumbs ups and neat emojis up at the same time. Frumbler's throwing them up there. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. 388 thumbs ups now, only 12 away from 400. 391, 9 to go, and we've got 400 thumbs ups. Here come the knee emojis. Another shrubbery. SVT Boxer, thank you. AB, my IBM calls you'd consider giving the split. Any IBM calls you'd consider longer into next year for sure. Scott Brewer, thank you, Scott, for those neat emojis. Let's throw a few more me's in there. Here we go. Flesh Infection. Throwing a skull in there. What are you doing? 398 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Getting me to 400 thumbs ups with these neat emojis. 399. What a way. That's the smoothest I've ever heard you say my name, Bruce. Thank you, buddy. Shaky Frywad, thanks, man. Thank you for the neat emojis. 402 thumbs ups. You can't stop these thumbs ups. You can't stop. What the neat emojis, that just overpowers all resistance. It just comes in like crazy. The thumbs ups just come through in here. I love it. There we go. I'm sitting on hundreds of shares of ATIP, MEM, MTTR. I really need to get into this options game soon. So soon. So very soon. You got to love it. 404 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. All of you, thank you so much for your support and defying the knee emojis. Putting them up there. 406 of them now. 406 thumbs ups. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys, I will see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock for the afternoon session here as we try to encourage our friendly shares to go much, much, much higher. You deserve all the dollars you can get. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around today. Have a great afternoon, good rest of your day, and we'll see you at 3 Eastern for the last hour of the day, and we'll play it by ear, see if we can make these markets go even better. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.